Hey everyone, and welcome to another Game Informer live event. Today we are playing Nioh. We're going to stay away from any kind of story spoilers, so if you're concerned about that, don't be. Maybe some very early game stuff, like within the first hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to avoid everything outside of that. So
Not a lot of story.
Right. No story stuff, no story spoilers.
If you have questions, we'll be happy to answer them in the
Yeah,
chat.
we're going to be doing a lot of questions in the chat, so just put them in there.
Getting a little bit of echo here, but we'll be fine.
Now we're just fixing some problems with the equipment there. We got Wade Wojcik over there in the booth.
Hey.
He's taking care of that for us right
On
now.
the wheels of steel.
Let's see.
All right, so Tack, what do you want to show off here?
Well, right now I'm actually going to just try some New Game Plus for the first time. These are old missions, so they won't
Right.
be, spoilers or anything to anybody. So they're just way higher level and way higher tier, same missions as before. So
they're the same missions, but like harder. And
well, we don't know. We're about to
All right,
find
we're
out.
about
But
to
yes,
find
they're
out.
the same missions.
It'd be pretty cool if they reworked all the enemy encounters and like placement and stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
They may have. That's a real. They do that in these Twilight missions, which are also available.
Yeah.
And it looks like these are also scaled for New Game Plus.
Nice. So we have
mission level 200. So there is so much to do in this game. Like,
and the
it's
incentive
ridiculous.
is to just find better gear, right? Because everything gives you that those kinds of rewards. So
Let's just get in there and give it a try.
I guess pretty happy about beating Feudal Japan.
Whoa, what is this? This is new to New Game Plus.
Tech Wizard 2098 wants to know, what is the max rarity in game?
It is Divine, which is the green items.
Okay.
So there is the white items, which is the crappiest. You'll probably never use them. Then blue, then yellow, then purple, and then finally green. And I don't know if green shows up until you beat the game. That was the first time I found one.
Right. So as now that you're in New Game Plus, you seem to be getting a lot more greens
Yes.
than anything else.
Yes,
so.
absolutely.
Okay. So Bluminal Kitty wants to know, hey Tack, does this game feel more like Onimusha or Souls?
You know what? It feels like a little bit of both. I mean, obviously, okay, I want to make this very clear. This game has the foundation of Souls. So everything you like from Souls is kind of here, as far as mechanics and items go. So, I don't like to compare games to Souls all the time, and we inevitably do that. But in this case, it's actually merited.
Okay.
Everything starts at Souls for this game, and then it gets more advanced and more interesting. And they had other systems, like the Diablo loot system, Destiny mission system instead of one big world.
Yeah. So
This guy's got all green gear.
I've
so I'm
never
taking this.
played Onimusha. A, should I rectify that? And B,
Eh,
what does this game borrow from that?
just the fighting style that you get into, like, it's not just Dark Souls fighting.
Right.
And of course, you're battling Oni, and
Okay.
lots of
Yeah,
ninja stuff is
The
going
luck
on.
is a lot of it, yeah. And you mentioned there are high and low stances earlier.
Yes. Oh, look at all that! Look at all that divine loot! Wow.
That's just like right off the bat, huh?
Well, that was a revenant, so that was a dead player.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So they're kind of supposed to
a
give
player
you a lot of good
died down
stuff.
there, and he can drop any of his loot,
Okay.
theoretically to me, and he just dropped a truckload of great stuff. We'll check that out after the mission.
Okay. So here's the question. Here's maybe the question everyone has about Nioh.
So this is a side mission, by the way, guys.
Okay.
So it's not like a
Yeah,
big
it's not a
long.
story mission. In terms of challenge, how would you rate the game compared to the Soulsborne series?
I would say, okay, so this is a very difficult topic and one that's come up a lot.
Yeah.
Because, you have to learn this game. You can't play it just like Souls. There are other mechanics in play. So once you learn the mechanics, it's obviously a little bit easier. When I first started playing, I thought it was much more difficult than a Souls
Mhm.
game. But I think in the end, it is slightly more difficult than a Souls game.
It's
I would
slightly more
grade the
difficult?
difficulty higher, yes.
So a lot of it has to do with this isn't. I have to adapt basically to the differences between this and Souls games, and so
Yes, it's more of the adaptation thing. The same
Right.
process I went through from switching from Souls to Bloodborne, more or less.
Yeah. I think that's pretty cool, just because with Dark Souls 3, which I really liked. I think a lot of people complained that it was too easy, and I think a lot of that had to do with. I mean,
Right,
there are these subtle differences, but it's still Souls. There's not going to be that much
Right.
sort of changing
Once you
up.
get the hang of it, it's so much easier. Like I always
Yeah.
say, your first Souls game is the hardest.
Yeah.
People disagree with me on that, but I think that's where I come from a difficulty perspective.
Yeah, that's. I mean, once you learn how to play the game, it's like every subsequent game.
So what we're doing here is we're chasing down this little Kappa. It's basically a Diablo loot goblin,
Okay.
and he's actually the end goal of this mission.
Is to just kill that guy.
To kill the Kappa, yeah. It's just a side mission, so it's supposed to be kind of a quick run.
Okay. So how many hours did it take to beat you? Did it take to beat it the first time? Says Sebastian Gomez.
40 hours.
40 hours?
And I did most of the side missions, and obviously all the story missions.
Okay.
And a couple of Twilight missions, which are the souped-up, sort of heroic level difficulty missions.
How much of that stuff is? I mean, obviously you can go back and, beat every mission over and over.
And you will. You definitely.
Right.
Most people, I think, will.
Okay. So you see this
Repeating
as
content is a big part of the game.
Right. So you see this as a game you can just keep going back to and getting better and better.
Right. And the fact is, like, with this new game stuff, like, I still want to play. Right. Like, even though I finished the story, like, I can't wait to do lots of multiplayer, lots of this kind of new game plus kind of stuff.
Okay.
Just keep taking my character, finding new loot, finding new sets. It's a big draw. So like all that sort of loot addiction you get from Diablo is in this game.
Okay.
And I was really skeptical about how that would work at first, but it turns out it's well done. It fits.
In a previous video, we mentioned about stuff about modifying certain pieces of gear.
Yeah.
There's no, in Diablo at least 3, you had the ability to sort of modify certain.
You do. You can do the same kind of thing in
Pieces of
Diablo,
gear,
actually. Yes.
Can you put gens on gear?
No gems, but you can do the same kind of like reforging.
Right, to optimize your gear.
Yeah, that's right.
How is the character creation?
There is none. You are William.
You are William?
You are
Okay.
William, but you can change your skin to other characters by unlocking them, so you can look like other characters.
But you do play as William.
But the default character is William.
the
You-
Geralt of Japan.
Again, you can change that
Yeah.
using the hidden tea house,
Oh, okay.
and you can find more about that in our how to play Nioh thing.
You think they'll bring sort of guest character skins at some point down the line? I mean,
They
know,
already kind of are that. Like that's
Yeah?
exactly what they are.
like you can see some dead or alive characters. Or,
Oh no, not like that. Maybe there is something hidden. Who knows? Maybe that's in New Game Plus, right?
That'd be nice. That'd be interesting to.
It'd be a pretty cool Easter egg.
Yeah. The Winter Warden, I think the name is really bright. Can you explain why there are both humans and Oni enemies, or would that spoil things?
I don't know if that would spoil anything. Basically, we're in a twisted history version of Japan
Okay.
where these guys, the Oni and the yokai and all that stuff were going on at the same time as the feuding houses.
Okay. So there's not like a lore reason necessarily. It just so happens that that's the case.
I don't. If there
Without-
is a
without-
lower reason, I don't know it.
Okay.
Let me put it that
All
way.
right. I mean, one question that I have is the lore part of it as obscure as Dark Souls games?
No, it's pretty explicit with its storyline.
Okay.
I just found the storyline is one of the weaker parts of the game.
So there's not like you can learn the entire history of this one character by finding the series of items or whatever, and
No,
that tells you
the story is explicitly told.
Okay.
There is no hidden secrets to
Okay.
to the lore.
Africa's 310 wants to know: is there a difference between the PlayStation 4 and the Pro?
Yes, there is. Although I have not played it on Pro, but I hear
Okay.
it's better there.
In terms of like frame rate, or
Yeah, I just hear it's. I don't have the specifics to give, as I have not personally played it on there. Oh man.
Okay. So are the numbers for health and stamina a UI option?
Yeah, I have them turned on.
You can turn
It's
them off?
Very useful. Please
Okay.
turn them on. They're very helpful.
That's from Derek Foley.
I get some good stuff here. Ooh.
RRW Comics Boy wants to know: Dan Tack, how many eye rolls out of 10 is this game?
Well, I gave it a 9 out of 10, so I guess in the eye roll system, I don't know
It's
how
a
that
separate scale.
translates.
It examines very different things. The eye
It
roll
does.
scale. Meowpo wants to know: how often do you recommend switching stances in the game?
Depends how good you are. If you can do it, you're going to get rewarded for it. But it's a method you have to get into. And
Right.
You can beat the game without ever doing it. Obviously, you will have an easier time in this game by stance dancing. You know,
Okay.
going in the middle of combat, switching to a different stance to adapt to the situation.
You said you'd get rewarded for it. Do they offer you bonuses for like, oh, good, nice stance?
I mean,
nice
there
stance
are,
switch. Here's
there
some
are
bonus
abilities that you can
Okay.
get, samurai skills that would say, if you switch stances,
things. It'll give you a bonus.
this
but
happens. Yes.
It's not gonna be like you get better loot if you know how to
no,
stance
not
switch.
better,
Okay.
not better loot.
Okay.
The loot system is on this luck stat is where the loot system comes in.
Okay.
So there's basically, you can make magic find sets. Those of you who know Diablo and like Diablo,
Yeah.
you can totally farm, which is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you're just farming better.
Because I've never done any of these. These are early game missions. Nothing's being spoiled. They're just harder because they're on New Game Plus.
Right.
And they have better rewards.
So it seems like we're getting through these missions fairly quickly.
Well, that was a submission. The
Okay.
regular missions take much longer.
Much longer. Okay. So do we want to hit up another submission?
Yeah,
or-
man. We're just,
Okay.
just play around with a couple submissions here. Again, I don't want to give any like big bosses away, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why we're not doing any content like that. I really don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
One thing to mention is that
We can do some early game missions.
Yeah.
But nothing past that.
One thing to mention is that you told me earlier that you can redo bosses, like where you can fight them.
Yeah, you can do
Over, right?
You can do these levels as much as you want infinitely.
Right.
This is not Dark Souls point A to point B. This is a mission style game, so you can go back to any instance or mission and do it as much as you like.
I
To
actually kind
farm.
of like that. Yeah. I mean, if you're not gonna have like this big connected world, there's no reason not to sort of make it so you can
Right.
go back through levels.
I think after we beat this one, we'll do some multiplayer.
Anthony is here, wants to know, can you show off Mystic Arts?
Mystic Arts are basically passives. I can show you on the skill grid where they're at, but for my spec here in Axe, they're both passives. So my two options in Axe are massively boost the damage of attacks that reduce my key to 0 or below. So when I run out of stam, I hit way harder on that last hit.
Okay.
And this one, which I'm currently using, massively boosts the damage that I do when I'm in the yokai realm, so in the bad enemy stuff. You'll find that most of the Mystic Arts are passive, so
Okay. So
not all of them.
they're not like
all of them.
crazy magic spells most of the time.
Yes, although magic has its own arts as well. So extends the duration from skills and
Right.
items, one of their Mystic Arts. Or instantly cast any magic, that's also awesome. But you can only have one Mystic Art from each tree set at once. So I can't have both these axe skills. Even though I have them both, I can only have one active at a time.
Right. Okay.
And you're going to find this pretty much throughout the trees. They're mainly just passives that make you better. So you look at landing and attack reduces the amount of damage you take. Okay.
Okay.
Landing and attack reduces the key usage of your attacks. They're just big passives you get later in the game. So they're nothing flashy. They usually enhance your other moves.
Okay. So they're more like bonuses than.
Yeah.
The Ancient of Doom wants to know, what does Dan Tack eat?
Oh, man. Well, I eat a lot of things. I mean, you're just going to have to be a little more specific than that.
Well, here's a follow-up question. What does the GI office leave in his cage?
Generally, they leave me coffee. If I'm lucky.
Yeah. Although I will say that earlier this year, or I think it was last year, you dropped us off a bunch of cookies.
I did.
For the office, which was very nice of
They
you.
were pretty good cookies.
They were pretty good cookies.
See, everyone thinks I'm a bad guy.
Yeah.
But I'm really a sweetie.
Dan Tack has a heart.
I really do.
Gentlemen.
Oh, look at that loot.
Based 1017 says lobster bisque.
Oh, I love
Oh,
I
that's
love a good lobster bisque.
There's an
I really
exclamation
do.
point, but it wasn't a question. Tack, did you ever play Lords of the Fallen?
I did. This is way better than Lords of the Fallen.
Yes, I having not played this, I agree. I didn't like Lords of the Fallen very much.
I think Lords of the Fallen is a very competent attempt at a Souls-like
Yeah,
game.
it's just a lot of the things that.
But it certainly didn't hit on all cylinders like this one does.
A lot of the differences were for the worse.
I mean, yeah, that is more of a direct clone. Well, this system just takes all the systems and then adds new systems.
Yeah. I think one thing that really bothered me about Lords of the Fallen was that the enemies seemed very much leashed to their spawn points. Like,
they still have that in this game.
Yeah.
You can definitely leash guys back.
I think in Lords of the Fallen specifically, it was one of those things where they would immediately run like incredibly fast back to their position
I mean,
and
you
then
have
like
that,
heal up.
You have that same problem in Dark Souls too. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a big deal. It's just a
I think it was
part of
more
the side effect
pronounced
of
in
AI.
Lords of the Fallen, but
It's because everybody in Lords of Fallen had a big shield. And they're
Yeah.
just really annoying. Oh, come on. Just trying to get loot here.
The Winter Warden wants to know, are there big differences in style from one sword to the next, or is the fighting style only different between types of weapons?
Only different between types of weapons.
Okay.
So that's your answer for that. So this is new right here. I don't think that that yokai that's at that door, that is not in regular mode.
Okay, so
that's
that's
new.
the
That's the
setup
first
is
difference
slightly
I've seen
different.
for New Game Plus. Hang on.
Most of these enemies placements have been the
Yep,
same.
been exactly the same.
Okay.
Up until that yokai at that gate.
Is that also the case for like the daily stuff?
No, the daily stuff is completely tweaked. Those are way
Okay.
different than usual.
Okay.
As well as having added difficulty, they have other enemy configurations. There are 2 of those available for day. They're called Twilight missions. I don't know what to expect here, so I guess I'll be ready for anything.
Okay. Derek Fuller wants to know, do you have a preference
These
for axe and hammer weapons, or is it just your best weapon at the moment?
I have a preference for them. Now, in this
Okay.
game, interesting, you don't have to like spec like you do in Dark Souls. You can actually, spec into everything, more or less.
Okay, so you don't have to like pick one and then...
Yeah, you can become a jack of all weapons in this, and it's actually beneficial for you to do so.
Okay.
This guy's going to kill me.
Polyester Kyle wants to know, how are the controls? Similar to Souls with attack buttons on the shoulders?
You want to, if you're a Souls player, the first thing you do when you get this game is set your control scheme to control scheme B.
Okay.
It basically is Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Sort of like how Halo had the fish stick layout that made it like Call of Duty. So.
Right. It's basically just pick B, and you're going to be like, well, I'm right at home.
This guy is not
No,
having
he's
your
not messing
crap.
around.
He's got his tongue sticking. He's always taunting you.
The old
with
Dark
his
Souls
tongue.
trick. Let's get him to
Fall
down.
on here.
Yeah. Oh
Is
no.
there fall damage?
Yes, there is.
Okay. For both you and opponents.
Yeah. Not for. Yes. Correct.
Okay. Have you had a situation where you were able to sort of trick an enemy into falling off the edge of the world?
There was a situation where I was fighting a tough enemy, and I just kept running up on a cliff and jumping down on his head over and over
Okay.
until he died.
But no, like I managed to like push this guy off. Or
I really tried on a certain map to push a guy off the world, but the enemies seem way better at clinging to life than you do
okay.
on the edge of the world situations.
Yeah. This might be a little basic, but do you lose all your souls when you die? Your currency?
It's exactly the same system.
Okay.
So you'll die. Your guardian spirit will be left at that spot, keeping watch of your souls. And if you get to him in one life, you get your souls back. And if you don't, they're gone. So
Okay.
you got one shot to get them back, pretty much like Dark Souls.
So these dead players, they're basically like just CP, like they don't
Right.
inherit any of like the styles or anything from the.
They can
themselves.
use the moves from the player and stuff.
Right,
Like
but
they
it's
can-
not like, oh, we've monitored how this person
right.
plays.
No,
and
nothing like that.
Just gonna shoot that guy in the face.
Yeah, the guns and stuff, ranged weapon attacks are very powerful.
I actually really I appreciate that a lot. Doesn't seem like any game that's like even Dark Souls games don't seem to do ranged weapons very well. I mean, I'm sure there are like dex builds that emphasize archery, but it's never been.
You can make a complete build around it in this game.
Yeah.
It's really one thing the customizable loot system does is let you really master your craft. I wouldn't do a ranged weapon build for my first playthrough, but it's something you can do later on, because respecking is actually quite easy.
Nope. I like how half the people here are just sort of lying around instead of like just standing there.
Well, this is like
uselessly.
the first side mission in the game you get. It's supposed to be a breeze.
Okay.
It's all humanoid enemies, as you noticed, except for the yokai they added for the New Game
For the
Plus.
New Game Plus.
Humans are generally a lot easier than yokai.
Is there a way to upgrade your potions?
Your elixirs? Yeah,
Yeah.
items will do that for you,
Okay.
and as well as a passive with the... I already showed this before, but this is like the constantly eternal reputation and talent tree you're upgrading. Like, kill 100 enemies, do 1 billion damage, blah, blah, blah. You're getting passive points to spend in that tree all the time.
Twitch wants to know, Dan, I know you're not a story guy, but just for some clarity on your complaints on the story,
Mhm.
is it that the story is just bad, or is it implemented poorly?
It is bad and implemented poorly.
Okay, so it's a bit of both.
It does have a moment of brilliance near the end. I like.
Okay.
I can't say more about that for fear of
Right.
spoilers, but overall the story was generally completely forgettable and incomprehensible gibberish.
So it's a teenager. Okay.
Yes, more or less. I found that to be one of the weaker points of the game, and
Yeah.
not just because I'm not a story guy. I can appreciate a good yarn.
Anthony here wants to know, how do you respec? Do you go to the shrine or the hub area?
You can buy a book for a really cheap cost at the blacksmith.
Okay.
It's amazingly cheap. Like, you can basically respec to your heart's content.
Okay. Also a good lesson to learn, a book will change your life.
That's right. Give a hoot. Read a book.
Exactly. I do like the idea of fighting dead players. This game doesn't have the sort of invasion stuff,
No,
Does
the
it?
PvP system is not in, but they say it's coming post-launch.
and that's gonna add the people invading each other.
I don't have any clue about
Okay.
what it is. I just know that they've said they're going to
Just
add
like
it after launch.
PvP? Okay.
Certainly not here on release.
I think that's maybe one of the things that I think kind of scares people away from Dark Souls more than a lot of other things, just because. I mean, you can say the
They do a
game's
good
hard.
job on cooperation in this game, though, which
Yeah.
we'll show off after this map.
It doesn't have split screen, does it?
No.
All right. They're just all up on these samurai here.
Yeah, we're almost done with this. Again, this is a submission, so this will be the first one you'll be grinding a lot of if you're having trouble with the first main mission. It's like later on in the game, you're like, man, I really wish I could fight some bandits because it's just all yokai, all up in your business.
Roby1 says, it's the Book of Reincarnation, but I heard that it gets more expensive the more you buy it?
It's certainly possible. You know, I haven't bought one yet.
Okay.
But it starts out really cheap, so even if it gets more expensive, I doubt it's going to become really restrictive.
Okay. But it's fairly loose with that stuff. Like you haven't had a situation, I imagine, where you fought a boss and said, "Oh, this feels like a boss meant for this kind of
no,
playstyle?"
that does happen.
Okay.
You definitely get an edge with certain playstyles against certain bosses, but it's nothing to the point where you should have to respec.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you're going for like a weird build, like I am doing all ranged weapons or I'm doing all magic.
Okay.
I know all ninja can be actually very effective. Like you can spec yourself out so you're just killing a boss with just your shurikens. It's crazy. But again, this requires dedication to your gear, dedication to your spec. I think most people just want to get in and swing a sword or an axe, you know?
Okay.
But I do like that those other specs are there, and they're awesome, and they're powerful if done correctly.
Okay. It seems like you're breezing through this level.
I am.
here.
I mean, this is the first
Right.
freaking... Even on New Game Plus, yeah.
But once you get into New Game Plus, everything just is basically spec to get harder to match your...
Right.
Okay.
I mean, he killed me, see? There it is.
Free from this mortal coil.
That was the boss, by the way. Of this.
Oh, that was the boss?
Not really a... Yeah, he's the boss of this submission.
Okay. Booger X99 wants to know, is it actually useful to change stances mid-combat?
Yes. I'm not doing it because I'm actually a lot worse at games when I'm talking.
Yeah. That's a thing.
It's a common problem.
Yeah.
But yes, you can do stance dancing. It is effective. It gives you special powers if you spec out your samurai tree that way.
Yeah.
You definitely do not have to engage with that system,
Okay.
but you will be rewarded if you do.
Yeah. Are areas reused a lot across missions?
Yes, they absolutely are. Story and environment were my two biggest gripes with the game. I've been pretty clear about that.
So this exact area sort of used in multiple missions then?
Different segments of it. You will recognize the same place many times.
Okay.
It will happen.
I mean, it is feudal Japan, kind of.
I understand. I mean, that's a thing. I didn't like the environments in general, though. Like, even taking outside the concern of reusable, like, I thought the environments were pretty drab.
The feudal age was a drab time.
Was it? You know a lot about the feudal age?
Oh, no. I don't. None of the stories I've read about it made it sound like a wonderful place.
That's fair.
I'll put it at that.
That's fair.
Got him.
Out of rifle ammo. Yeah, ammunition is pretty scarce, so unless you're specing for a build that gets your ammo back,
Okay, so
you're not going to just be able to ranged out, take out everybody. But it's a great thing to have.
There are more guns in that rifle, right? Like
There's rifles, the cannon, which I also had, which I was shooting earlier, and there's a bow.
Okay.
You'll find ammunition and stuff for the bow is usually the most plentiful in my experience.
You said you mentioned earlier, but there would be DLC on the way. Is there?
I didn't say there was DLC on the way.
Or multiplayer. Is there DLC on the way? Do you know?
I didn't say there was multiplayer on the way. There's already multiplayer. I said there was PvP,
PvP
on the way.
Okay. But no knowledge about DLC missions.
None.
Okay. Someone's asking about the story mode. Yes, it is. It is more explicit than Dark Souls.
The story is incredibly explicit.
Yeah.
There's nothing hidden about it. Oh, crap.
You're getting a number of compliments on the sick backwards hat.
Thank you. Yeah. I thought it was appropriate for today's stream.
Yeah.
This is what the kids wear, right? Like, I'm trying to be cool.
It's what they wore in feudal Japan. Everyone.
I'm trying to be cool, trying to be a real samurai.
Yeah, everyone was rocking the backwards caps during the Tokugawa.
I knew it.
The Yellow Turban Rebellion was actually fought over backwards caps.
I
Not a lot of
knew
people
it,
know that.
man. Like, I always suspected, but I was too
Yeah.
afraid to ask.
Learned that from Dynasty.
So this particular build I'm rocking has an extreme advantage against humanoid foes because I can deplete their key and just keep rocking them. So if you like to bash things, the axe is your weapon.
I noticed you're doing like a backwards dash. Is that just pressing circle?
It's a dash. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not circle, but yeah.
Are there shields, or do you just block with your weapon?
There are no shields. You block with your weapon. You can also parry and grapple.
Okay. Is it a thing where blocking nullifies all the damage, or just a percentage of it?
All of it, but it will take your key bar down massively. And again, in this game, if your key gets depleted, you're dead. Like, you will go into a state where you can be grappled or knocked down or lethal blowed. You do not want that to ever happen. Your key is essential to both attacking and defending. And you will lose key when you get hit, even if you aren't blocking. So it's important to manage.
How is the enemy variety, says Booger X99?
It's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good.
Okay, so because they say in your endgame video you fought some monsters from the demo.
In what?
In the endgame video,
Yes.
to get the final boss.
Well, we're not really talking about that one.
Right.
Because we're not doing any spoilers today.
Is there a hub area with NPCs, or
no? This is it. This is the hub. This menu screen. This is sort of
this is where you go back to.
Right.
Basically.
This and many other islands. We can take a look at those because that's not spoiling it. But like, you have different regions you can go to
Okay.
that have different things for you to do.
Does Tack prefer Nioh to Lords of the Fallen?
Yes, absolutely. I believe that's evident in my scores for both games too. But
you said it took you about 40 hours to beat it. How many hours have you put in since then?
I don't know, because see, I left the console on down here, and
Oh, okay.
I don't know, 5. I'm looking to take my
5
console home. I've had it at the office here to do some videos, so, but I'll definitely be playing more this weekend. And speaking of playing more, let's change our difficulty back to Way of the Samurai.
Okay.
And
Andy Gonzalez says, just saw your max. You max your familiarity with the axe. How quickly does familiarity increase?
pretty good pace.
Okay.
You can make a weapon max in a couple missions.
Okay.
Let's do some online.
This would all be co-op, right?
Yeah, well, first we'll try this. Nobody's probably searching for this, but I want to see if they are.
Okay.
So this is a really cool mode called Yokai Realm. This is unlike any other missions in the game. You and a partner get a combined total of life pool to draw from, and try to beat a challenge mode.
Okay.
Like, the level is substantially harder. The boss is much harder. But you don't, like, die and go down to back to the shrine. You just die and you're back in immediately. You take a life from the pool. But nobody's playing this yet because, people are still trying to beat the game for review and stuff like that.
Right. Were you able to get any sessions in
Oh,
during
yeah.
the review?
We're going to get regular multiplayer. I just wanted to see if there was Yokai Realm. That's the one I really want to do. But random encounter should be no problem. I'm sure someone's playing that could use some help.
Okay.
I put no conditions on, so we'll be joining anybody.
Looking for matches.
I'm sure there will be one. I had one pop up instantly every time I did this.
This is a weird prompt because
Oh.
it doesn't tell you. Like, it says we're looking for matches, period, and then cancel, because you're you're incentivized to press cancel, but you should just leave it there.
I can't believe there's no matches. I seriously every time I did this, there was a match ready for me last time, and that was like days ago. So I wonder what's going on. All right, well we'll come try it again later. That's weird. I guess we'll do another starter mission. We'll do a longer one. We'll do a meaty one with the boss. How about that? But we'll make sure it's an early game one. So
Okay, yeah.
in fact, we'll just do the first one.
Hyrule Saber wants to know, Tack, did these battles actually take place in ancient Japan?
They did.
Okay.
They absolutely did, and everything about this game is historically accurate.
Good.
In fact, if you see a giant enemy crab, that's also
Okay.
accurate, taken
Yes.
directly from Japanese history.
I do remember that from my readings. How well versed in Japanese feudal mythology do you feel you are after having been in this game?
I actually went back and started looking up some of the yokai and guardian spirits after I finished this game to get a little bit more knowledge about that. I wasn't really interested in the feudal warring aspects of the game. Again, I feel they were not handled. I feel they could have been really cool, but it felt so weird to have these two, to have yokai and people arguing and trying to kill each other, and with ninjas. It was just it was a really weird mix.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily bad, but it didn't do it for me, and I don't think it'll do it for you either. I really don't think people are gonna like this story, but that's fine. The game has a lot more to offer.
MB Fergie wants to know, how does loot work in co-op?
You are entitled to all your own drops.
Okay, so you don't have to share or anything.
Right.
Okay.
So this is the first level. No big spoilers here. We are playing on a New Game Plus, so maybe something will be different. We'll see.
Seems like almost every loot
It should still be really
game-
easy. You're going to see a lot of the same enemies. You're not going to see any fearsome yokai. It's going to be a lot
Yeah.
of... Again, this is the first
Mostly-
level.
Yeah. This is the first story level, you mean?
Yes, this is the first
Okay.
story level that you'll be engaged in. Past the tutorial level.
Okay.
Wow, I just... Am I on regular mode? I don't...
I think, didn't you say you were going to switch back to Way of the
Yeah,
Samurai?
yeah. Let's just leave this mission.
Okay. It seems like a lot of loot games recently have just foregone the idea of having to share loot altogether. I can't remember. the
Loot
last game
sharing
I
would be a
played.
nightmare in this game
Yeah.
with the ease of how easy it is to get into someone else's game. It really supports and rewards multiplayer. You're going to get a special kind of currency called glory when you do it, and you can use that to get cool unlocks like skins and weapons and all kinds of other cool stuff at the secret tea house. Just trying to find the item that gets me out of the level. That lets me keep my souls.
What level are you right now, Tack?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. Let's check. We are at 122. I think I beat the game around 105.
And that was 40 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't trade with anyone then.
Nope.
Okay.
No. No, no, no. All right, now back to finding the item to get out of here.
Ruby one says the game might be a little bright on Twitch.
Yeah, I have my settings up way high. Let me go change
Okay.
that. Usually when I'm reviewing a game, I put the brightness up really high so I can see stuff.
Right. Do you think this game has replayability comparable to Dark Souls for those who have put in hundreds of hours into each entry?
Yeah, absolutely. And it might have more because of the loot system and
Yeah.
customization. But I'm going to go fix the brightness issue right now.
Do you know at all if you can just every time you beat the game you just keep going one
I don't
mark
know.
plus?
I
Okay.
don't know. And I wish I could answer that. Maybe after a lot more time, I'll be able to answer that. I'd imagine New Game Plus is going to take me considerably more time to get through than standard. All right. You think that's right?
This is such a weird way to do
I
this.
know, right?
Until they have the same intensity. Like, why?
Very intense.
Why do they feel the need to do that? Like,
Intensity.
usually it's just an image until it's bright enough to appear. It's not like it fixes anything with the old system. But
All right, so we're not on New Game Plus. We're going to switch to New Game Plus.
okay, so you can just switch back and forth.
Yes,
between the
so
two. That's pretty-
you are not forced into,
Huh.
you know, you're not stuck doing only New Game Plus things if you feel like it's too much.
Okay. So are we going back to that first main mission then?
No. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, wow, level 180. Jeez, that could be pretty rough. Heck, let's do it.
All right.
And I notice here, this is something specific to New Game Plus.
Oh,
you can,
weird.
You can up the divine drop rate by giving Ochoko Cups.
Where do you get a Choco Cup?
You get them all the time. These are basically used to call in other players
Oh,
to
okay.
your game for help. I mean, why not?
But you could
right?
totally just botch this and lose all those cups, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Level 180? Come on, dude. My guy's level
180.
120.
I believe in you.
I am gonna get destroyed. Even though this is the first mission, right? It is New Game Plus. I'm curious to see if there's gonna be some big changes.
Yeah, to placement and things
Maybe
like
they'll
that.
throw in some yokai. I don't know. I don't know.
Can you have multiple saves and characters?
You can have multiple saves and characters.
Okay, so you could like load up an early instance of the same character.
I could not because I don't have them.
Oh, okay, but if you
No,
wanted to,
For different characters, you can have different saves.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure if you do some tricky stuff with your PlayStation, you could
But
have multiple saves.
it's
for the
not
same
like
character.
inherent, like it isn't. It's not like
Right.
okay. It's not something the game wants you to have, but you can.
You have a different save file for each different character.
Right.
But with
not-
the ease of respecing, I don't know why you'd want more than one.
right.
Yeah, that's a little bit more life on that first guy.
Hours to reach 120. I mean, you got to 120 in about 40 hours, right?
I mean, we're a little over now since we did that
Yeah.
final mission again. So, hours to reach 105, we'll say 40. And
Okay.
again, if 105, 110, I don't know what the exact level I beat the game on that was.
Okay.
That's a ballpark.
Do every time you level up, do you put a point
that's new. That's
one
not new.
point into stats?
Yes.
Okay. Do they scale the same way they do in Dark Souls, where it's like there's a soft cap for like,
There is diminishing returns. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that guy was really salty. And not present in non-new games. So we can already tell they're doing different enemy placements for this. Which is at least cool, right? It's not just the same thing tuned up.
Maybe it's a little early for this, but do you see this game being in your top 10 at the end of the year?
It's February 1st or whatever, man.
Hey,
Like,
we've already had a lot of great games.
I could see it. I could see it happening. Obviously, we have a long time to go on the year.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. Yes. Ask me right now, and I say yes, it will.
It's in your top 10 by default, almost. I would
Well, yeah.
Is it the best game you played so far?
This year?
Yeah.
Well, what else came out this year?
Yakuza? Have you played any of that?
I haven't played it.
Okay. Overwatch is Year of the Rooster came out.
Overwatch
I
was
don't
last
know.
year.
What else has come out? Gravity Rush.
Nope. All right. Yeah. So this is my
basic. This is
All right. Let's just say it right now. This is my game of the year
for
right now.
in January.
Yeah, that's right.
Any Resident Evil? Have you played Resident
Nope.
Evil?
How could I have? I haven't had time to play on this.
Right. So what are you looking forward to this year most?
Oh, Persona 5 maybe?
Persona 5? Okay.
What else? There's lots of this year looks
There's
great.
a ton of stuff, yeah.
This year looks stacked, man.
I think Red Dead's probably my number one.
Do we know if Red Dead's coming out this year? I don't know if we know that.
That's true. I guess if Red Dead's excluded, I mean, I guess maybe Zelda.
I'm really looking forward to the new Zelda, but I'm not looking forward to getting a Switch. So that's a conflict I have.
You can just buy it on the good old Wii U.
I refuse to play on a Wii. I just refuse to play on a Wii U. Period. It's a principle.
What else am I looking forward to? I'm going to play Mass Effect, but I'm not sort of salivating for that game as much as a lot of people in the office are, just because I know it'll be good when I play it, but I'm not, freaking out.
So here
about
we've
it.
just done a little Dark Souls shortcut style thing.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of these in the main
like
missions,
short-
never in the submissions. But lots of twisting and turning.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a cool thing, and they were definitely going for that, like, ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
You've opened a door back to the shrine.
It's almost like a twist. It was like, but you didn't see that coming, except for in 3 where you all saw it coming almost every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I think there's a point in 3 where there's a bonfire that you can see from a
Yeah.
bonfire. Like, just, and not like, where it's up on a corner or something. Like, you literally can just walk from
Walk to the
yeah.
The only guides I ever buy for the Souls games are because they're just so cryptic. Will you need a guide for this game?
The mechanics and systems in this game are pretty complex, but I don't think you'll need a guide. Certainly not to figure out the story. Like, I know you won't have to do any, like, piecing together of item descriptions or anything like that to figure out what's going on. It's pretty clear.
Dive into YouTube videos explaining the game story to you after you've beaten
I
it.
mean, you might, but I don't think you'll want to.
But not for those reasons. Not for the same reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
More of a what did I just see instead
Right.
of what am I missing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think this game could become a series, or will it exist as a one-off?
I really hope it becomes a series. I think this is Team Ninja's, like, this. They could make a series out of this. This game could easily be a franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, again, when you're catering to Souls fans, and this game's not necessarily doing that, but it's there's definitely some overlap there, right? You give them something that they'll love, they'll be your friends forever. And I think Souls fans are gonna dig this game big time.
I mean, what else is Team Ninja doing? I want to say they released a Dead or Alive update last year, and I don't think we've seen Ninja Gaiden in years.
Right.
So, definitely excited for them to be doing something cool again. He didn't even give that guy time to take out his sword.
Yeah.
Where is
and
your honor?
You share that same delay when you're switching from a range
Right.
to a melee weapon, so sometimes they can get in your face. So this is where you meet the free game's first yokai in that house. I have the backstab ninjutsu, so allow me to do that. I can't believe he didn't see me.
Oh, now they're coming. Is fighting multiple enemies at once?
It's very dangerous.
okay.
Except I have this one ability, as you see, my triple slash. It's actually that's an ability. Like that's an actual trait you've got to spec for.
Right.
You can't just do that at the beginning of the game. It requires axe mastery.
Okay.
And it's a triple strike. It's very hard to defend for humans. It's like almost a guaranteed stagger. Because it's just so much coming through. Oh.
Oh, you just. Oh, that
Yeah,
that
I
actually
had-
just hit you, but
I've got living weapon on.
Okay.
So my guardian spirit is protecting me right now, but it's almost out.
Oh, there's a guy behind you.
I'm aware. Like there's multiple different. I just spam this move because it's very effective, but
Yeah.
there's many other moves in the tree that you can do.
Is there as much stagger as it is that a big deal in this game?
Absolutely, you can be
Okay.
staggered. Enemies can be staggered, but it's not Dark Souls stagger. It's related to your
It's not
key.
okay, but there's not like a poise thing you can.
Right. No poise stat.
Someone's
So that's
asking
the
if
yokai
there's
zone, which
key-
depletes your key.
yeah.
But like I want to be in it because
any
my
severe damage.
my master art says I hit way harder when I'm in the zone.
I always hit way harder when I'm in the zone.
Yeah, me too.
You always want to be in the zone. Someone's asking if there's PvP. Apparently it's
Again,
coming soon.
you're right. Not currently. But they have promised it would be a early patch, I think, something like that. They've made a statement on it.
Right. So it's coming, just not now. All right. Based 1017 says, Dan, have you played For Honor?
No, I was playing this game. I really want to play For Honor. Just so you know.
That game, I guess maybe it's just because of, the environment that I'm around, but it seems like there's always some sort of like beta going on for that game. I might be wrong, but it just seems like that game has been in the public consciousness for a long time.
I
and it's
am
not
looking
out yet.
forward to
Yeah.
playing For Honor. That's
What I've
my,
seen of it
that's
looks
my
good.
official statement.
Yeah. What else am I looking forward to this year? Persona. I think I was talking about this with Kyle yesterday, and I think my
Oh, you were talking to Kyle? I'm sorry.
Kyle's a nice guy. I was talking to him, and I think we both agreed that besides Zelda, the game we're most looking forward to on the Switch is Puyo Puyo Tetris,
Man,
which is like
that's
an
just
import
not a
puzzle.
world I understand.
Puzzle games are great. Puyo Puyo Tetris looks.
This is not a world I
awesome.
understand.
It's like Tetris, but it's also Puyo Puyo Pop, and then you sometimes there's blocks and sometimes there's
Yeah.
little blobs, and you put them together, and
I like Puzzle Bobble too. What can I say?
it's weird because that game came out in Japan in like 2014, and it's just now coming out this year. So it's one of those things where I wasn't able to ever get my hands on it, and now I'm looking forward to it.
So you get glory points from beating these revenants, which is
Right.
the multiplayer currency. So even if you're a single player and you never want to engage in multiplayer, you can get this currency so you can unlock the cool skins. I know somebody had asked me that earlier today, and that's the answer.
Okay. Is there a chance that you'll find a revenant whose gear is just completely like out leveling yours?
Sure. It tells you the level of the revenant before you fight it.
Oh, okay.
But you have a chance to get that gear off the revenant, which is why killing revenants is so
Oh,
attractive.
That's pretty cool. Have you ever had a remnant that just woke up and like one-shotted you because its gear was so good?
No, I've not had that happen, though certainly conceivable.
I guess before the game is out, maybe that's not going to be as much of a big deal.
Let's see if I finally have the stamina to equip this with no penalty. There was an item I had last time. Nope, still puts me at 71. So I got mad diminishing returns on my stamina. It really wants me to go to mid-rolling. And I'm like, just not accepting. I refuse to do it.
Right.
Some good stats on this sucker, though, man. Look at all those mods.
All those arrows are blue and they're pointing up.
It's got a set bonus. Oh, that's so good. Unlimited, like, oof. Good. 7.8% damage reduction. Good God. Oh,
Marky
really wanna use it.
6060 says that he noticed there's a fourth sheath stance. Is there anything you can do in that
yes.
stance?
Some abilities can only be used by your stuff as sheaths. I think I have something equipped right now. Let me see if I do. Like that. Am I enraged right there? Can only
Okay.
be done while the weapon is sheathed. There are multiple abilities, usually kind of like buffs. But swordsmen and this other stuff can do like a, you must have your stuff sheathed, and then you can do a big slash. So there are some abilities you can only do in while your weapon is sheathed. Yes.
This might out me as a fan of certain samurai fictions, but is there like an attack that like in some of the like manga and anime I've read, there's like that one attack where they sheath the sword
Yeah,
and
they
it just
have it.
comes out super fast?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course they have that. I mean, come on. How could this game not have that, right?
That's because that's a cool move.
This is a ninja oni. They're very, very deadly.
Dan, did you play the demo for this at all?
No.
before it came out? Okay.
No, the review was my first encounter with the game.
Because someone was asking about whether the items in the demo that you can take over to the main game, whether those were any good.
Yeah, and I wish I could answer that.
Right.
I know that there was like the ogre's mask you could unlock, which seems super cool. The ogre's fight is fun. I didn't do it in the demo, but I obviously completed it in the main game.
I can't imagine that stuff is going to be like end game gear, but maybe it's some crazy.
I mean, you can make any gear end game gear though. That's part of the game.
Oh, that's true.
Because you can soul forge up those items. So you're going to see a lot of fashion souls, because for one thing, you can take the look of any item, or you can actually level up the item itself. So even if you don't want to level up the item, you can say, I want this to look like this. You take a better item and be like, okay, I want this to look like that.
Yeah, so I'd imagine if they wanted to have people complete the demo, they would make the item look super cool. But
So you can fashion soul anything, all right?
Yeah.
It's
but is
it's
it?
fine.
Can you make an axe look like a sword?
Oh, I don't believe you can do that.
Okay.
Maybe you can. I haven't played around with the fashion system. I had better things to do.
Right. Because one of the things that in Dark Souls PvP was that you'd be able to figure out how you're going to play against somebody just by looking
Right.
at like their stances and stuff.
And I don't think you can do that, but maybe you can. I haven't checked.
Milk Your Blade 7 wants to know, is one's enjoyment of this game enhanced while eating Tim Tams?
The enhancement, everything is better with Tim Tams. So yes, this is too.
Okay. Someone else, Anthony Machine wants to know, what does mid and slow roll look like?
They don't look good. Basically, I don't mind the slower rolling and stuff like that. What matters is that your ki doesn't regenerate as fast, and you can counter that with ki pulse. But I like to have the ultimate flexibility. Movement is critical to me, and ki bar regenerating super fast is also critical to me. Again, you can mitigate that with ki pulse. I haven't been doing it because, again, it's another thing I have to worry about while I'm talking. But technically, while you play, you should be ki pulsing after every attack that
Right.
you have an opening.
Paul Estracon wants to know, do your healing items replenish themselves, kind of like the Estus?
All right, so here's how it works. Sort of half and half. Half blood vial, half Estus system. So when you rest at a shrine, you will get back your maximum number of Estus, or elixirs, that you can have for that stage based on how many Kodama you found. So it'll be 3, 4, 5. But you can go way over that cap by finding elixirs and carry up to a higher number, depending on your ninjutsu. But you'll have to do some farming for them. But the good thing is, you could turn basically any item you found into an elixir.
Oh, cool.
By offering them up at the shrine. Not all of them will turn into them, but you just be like, hey, I got a bag of loot. I don't want any of this. Here you go. Take all this stuff. And it'll give you souls, Amrita, and elixirs. So I have never had to blood vial farm, to put it that way.
Umpump Assassin says, any chance there is a Fox Guardian Spirit?
There is a Fox Guardian Spirit.
Okay. That's good to know. Apparently there are some DLC armor sets for the game. Have you encountered any of those?
No idea about any of that. Any deals? Nope. Wish I could help, but I can't.
Marky6060 wants to know, is this the closest we will get to a new Onimusha game?
Only Team Ninja can answer that, right?
You don't have them on speed dial?
Yeah, I got them on speed dial.
Okay. Well, if they want to talk,
Honestly,
let
I
us
think
know.
this game is a really great amalgamation of 3 games. All right, Diablo,
Dark Souls,
and Destiny.
Okay.
For the mission-based structure.
How much Destiny have you played?
Considerable amount.
Yeah.
Probably more than I should have.
I actually got back into Destiny this year.
Again, that's only referring to the map mission structure, where you
Right,
can do
in
stuff
terms of-
over and over, farm bosses, farm levels. You know what? I was originally pretty skeptical of that as well, and it worked out. It's like, okay.
In this or
It doesn't need to be
Destiny?
point A to point B in this game.
Ford Monster 13 wants to know, I've never played a Dark Souls game. Is Nioh a good starting point?
Nioh is, I would say, more challenging than a Dark Souls game, but in the same way, sort of easier to grind out loot and stuff and feel good about it.
Okay.
Overall, I'd say Bloodborne is the best starting point for any Souls, for any kind of person getting into the genre.
Right.
That game has a much better atmosphere and environments in this game, better boss fights. This game has plenty of its own great things, especially like if you like Diablo, man. Like the sort of slot machine payout system for loot is really fun. It's cool. This is a very, like I said, like you make one mistake, you're gone. That's
Right.
just like it can be intimidating. It can be challenging if you haven't played a Souls game. I mean, the game is uncompromising, and you will get killed a lot. That doesn't mean it can't be fun. Challenge can be very fun.
Polyester Kyle wants to know, is there some kind of discard parry system? You mentioned parries earlier, but is there...
Yeah, parries are like a different kind of block.
Okay.
It's something that you can do down the samurai tree lines. So it's something you want to investigate if you want to do them. I have 3 books of reincarnation just on me. I don't know how I even got them. So apparently they're not hard to get.
Gotta read those books.
No, I'm just getting my souls back, just in case we die again, which is very likely.
Oh, so it's like...
We were really close to the
You
checkpoint.
popped an item to get all your souls
And
back.
I'm gonna try to do a run. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I don't want to fight all this crap.
Is
again.
that ever useful? Is it just sort of like, oh, I already got to past this part. I'm just gonna like.
No,
try to
you
run
probably
by the
shouldn't
enemies?
do that.
Okay.
This is not advised. It's actually even harder to do this kind of crap than it is in Dark Souls, where I do it often, as
Yeah.
those who have watched my runs have seen.
Oh.
Well, that's why we spirit candled for our souls.
Yeah, yeah. At least you didn't lose much. Killslayer 4457 says, "Is there an inventory limit?
Yes, 500.
500? That seems pretty reasonable. You're at 174, right? And
Yeah,
I'm guessing you haven't like been super.
and like it doesn't count your
careful about
it doesn't count your usable items, just your pack.
Oh, okay.
Just your pack.
So that doesn't seem like a concern. For
I mean, yeah, you can. I've come back on farming runs and just been like, okay, I got 500 things, sell them all.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna jack up my elixir count so I can, beat this boss.
Okay.
It's great after a farm session to just empty your packs.
You said that the story was a lot more explicit, but do
It
any of
is.
the items tell the story? Like, is there any of that conveyed through items?
Yeah, items have descriptions and stuff, but the story is not conveyed through them.
Okay.
In most cases, in some cases there are tie-ins to characters. In the case of special sets.
Okay. So, you mentioned the special sets. Is there like are there specific ways to acquire them, or would they just randomly drop?
They
most of the
randomly
time?
drop, and you can also craft them if you find the recipe book. I did notice in my playing that some enemies were more likely to drop certain things.
So I'm guessing the different colors on each number indicate what kind of damage
Correct.
it is. Okay.
So this axe has a little bit of elemental damage as a component.
Have you found that stuff to be important?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Just certain bosses with elemental weaknesses.
Certain enemies, certain bosses, just having the elemental effect is nice.
Okay.
It's all just like bonus damage on the top.
A lot of questions about difficulty.
Like I said, I'd say
Yeah.
harder than Dark Souls.
Harder than Dark, like all of them.
But again, some of that, these are always so hard to quantify because some
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
is
yeah.
adapting to the system.
Yeah.
I would say it is more unforgiving than Dark Souls.
Okay.
You will get punished harder.
For making a mistake.
Yes. But I'm not going to say it's like crazy harder than Dark Souls, but just
Right.
but above.
It is incredible. Do you find that there's anything you miss about Dark Souls when playing this? Something that even after this long, you're like, man, I wish I could.
Sure, I miss
Do this
the fact that there's no Bloodborne 2 that I could be playing right now.
Well, that's
Don't we all
not
miss
that's not an issue with this game, but
I think this game succeeds at its own right by successfully, taking the systems of Dark Souls and then doing really cool things on top of them.
right.
Like, this isn't going to kill my enjoyment for Dark Souls in any way.
Yeah.
But I like the Diablo Dark Souls. It's like taking peanut butter and
Yeah.
chocolate, right? These are great things by themselves and great
Put
together.
yeah. I think this also came out at a pretty good time. Like, there's no there's no clear successor to Dark Souls right now with
Right.
3 kind of wrapped up in.
They waited for an off year, right?
Yeah. Like this is the perfect time for this game to come out.
Fire hurts. You don't want to step on that.
I think it's like this and the Surge, right?
Yeah. When is that releasing? I know it's this year, right?
I know it's this year. I'm just not sure when. But yeah, it seems like we might be entering a no man's land in terms of like where are we gonna get our Dark Souls games if not from software.
You don't think we're getting some Dark Souls games?
Well,
from
we
Software?
don't know, right? We don't know what we're getting from them next.
People that say that are confuse me. It's like that's like saying Nintendo will never make another Mario game.
Well, okay. On one hand, sure. I have very little doubt there's not going to be another kind of those games. But whether, like they said, they're done with Dark Souls 3 with Dark Souls for a while. I'm guessing.
I think they're done with the IP.
Right.
That's certainly possible, right? But there's definitely going to make another Souls game. There's absolutely no question in my mind about that.
We don't know what it is. We don't know. We don't know whether it's going to be a Bloodborne, whether it's going to be something like new and different, or if they're going to go back on their word and make Dark Souls 4 or something. I don't think it'll be Dark Souls 4, but I could see Bloodborne 2 at some point. But
I really want to see Bloodborne 2. I know there's a lot of purists out there who think the Souls games are better than Bloodborne, but Bloodborne is my favorite Souls game. And it's not close.
Oh, that guy's limb just like...
Oh yeah, you can cut off heads. I mean, there's
yeah.
grapples and stuff. There's like close-ups, stuff like that for using certain abilities. It gets pretty gory.
Avanash 4 is telling us that the Surge releases in May.
So that's a ways out. And we have no idea how good that's going to be.
Yeah. It's made by the same people who made Lords
It
of the
is.
Fallen, so...
Perhaps they've perfected their craft.
Yeah, they've gotten better at it, let's say. I do like the idea of a futuristic Dark Souls, because most of these have been in fantasies of some kind or another so far. Deaf Residence, yes, we are playing a review copy of the game. The game is out on the 7th.
Correct. And the reason we're doing the first level on New Game Plus is because we really don't want to spoil anything for you. But that might happen when we do multiplayer. We'll see. But if it looks like a stage with spoilers when then we go to multiplayer, I'm just gonna leave. So.
Right. Zagopula27 says, anything this game does better than the Soul series? I think that's a weird question.
It does things different.
Yeah. Is there anything from this game that you'd like to see in the next Dark Souls? Like where you were like, I wish they had put this in.
No, you know what? I like this thing as its own thing.
Right.
I don't want to see a Diablo loot system in Dark Souls. I really don't. But I think it works great here. I don't want to see a mission system in Dark Souls. I like the giant interconnected worlds, but it works here. So, you know, a lot of these things are just like, but it works here, right?
Right. If there's a Bloodborne 2, do you think it'll be a PlayStation exclusive? I think
Yeah.
it's published by Sony, right?
Absolutely. And, you
Yeah,
know,
so-
as much as I want to see Bloodborne on PC, where its
I
rightful
definitely-
home is,
Yes.
yeah, there's no way Sony's going to let that happen.
Did they do a PlayStation 4 Pro update for Bloodborne?
I don't know.
I don't think I've heard of one, but that seems like something they'd do.
I don't know. Oh, Bloodborne, what a game. What a game. Game of all time.
I like Bloodborne. I wouldn't put it as my favorite. But
Oh, it's not my favorite of all time. Clearly that goes to Zelda Link to the Past.
that is your favorite game of all time?
That is the definitive game of all time. There are no other correct answers.
I was just talking about in terms of Souls games. I think my favorite is still Dark Souls.
Is it-
What people on the stream need to be made aware of is that it's a highly contentious position that Dan Tack has just made.
Is it? That Link to the Past is his favorite game of all time?
No,
or-
that specifically within the Zelda series, the 2D versus the 3Ds.
I don't think there's any contest.
Oh, you don't like the 3D ones?
Well, oh yeah, no. Not compared to Link to the Past. Come on. It's not even close.
And I think it's an age thing. I think
I don't think it's
people
an age thing at all. I think people just can't appreciate
in their
good
20s
games.
or younger prefer the 3D Zeldas.
Are you saying I'm not 22, Wade?
I like both. No, look at him. He's so fresh.
I know.
I like both a great deal. I think Link to the Past is my favorite. I think my second favorite would probably
Wow, he's a
be,
little spicier on New Game Plus.
I think it'd either be Ocarina or Wind Waker. One of those two. But then I think where I diverge from there is that after that, it's probably the Oracle games after Wind Waker, because I remember spending the most time with those games out of almost any other Zelda. I really like those Oracle games. Minish Cap was good, but it wasn't.
God.
Didn't really.
Oh, he's
do the same
definitely
way.
amped up for New Game Plus. Wow.
Is he just like one-shotting you?
Yeah. Which is what he should be doing, to be honest. But I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, this seems like the first enemy that's like some a real like.
No, I'm slopping it up right now, but when you can always do that when you've got Guardian form on.
I'm just talking about like when I saw you play Uriel, it seems like you were tearing through the bosses, but this one seems to be a little more resilient.
Yeah, he's.
This guy's not taking your guff.
I knew I wasn't gonna be able to survive that. even
That
with blocking.
that entire
that move will
combo
kill you,
drained
yeah.
your ki,
Right.
your health.
And I was blocking,
wow.
by the way, but I knew.
Yeah.
I knew I was dead.
That guy's strong.
Yeah, he's not that bad on regular.
Tough customer.
He's still like almost one-shots you on regular, but I've just gotten sloppy with this.
So is he the first boss of the game?
He is the first story boss, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, okay. He's the first real boss that's not a tutorial.
Okay.
And obviously he's amped up here for New Game Plus.
That was a sly strat there, like saving as the screen was fading, so you'd be back up to health when it started.
I know.
It's like a
pretty cool, huh?
speedrunner time-saving trick.
I know.
I'm gonna leave you alone here. While
No, that's okay. I mean,
Okay.
we got to keep this rolling.
Kartmika says, "How are the menus? Are they easy to navigate?"
Yeah. For as many menus as there are, it's pretty slick. They're not like complicated and like 10 million deep.
There are people who want us to do a Nioh's Chronicles.
Oh. Well, yeah. Well, talk to Reiner.
Okay, having not played it, I'd be down for that.
He's the man that can make that happen.
So, Dan, someone's
Yes?
mentioned that the game has multiple difficulty settings. Is there?
No, it does not.
It doesn't?
It does not. That's a It has New Game Plus. It does not have multiple difficulty settings.
Okay.
What they're doing is confusing the two. I mean, like, I'm on New Game Plus right now, so that's a difficulty setting, right?
Right.
So yes, it does not have like any kind of easy mode you can do or anything like that. It has the base game, and then it has New Game Plus, and maybe another one after that. We don't know.
Are there different armor types, like heavy and light?
Yes, absolutely. Heavy will have more mitigation on it,
Right.
so you'll absorb
It
percent.
seems like
more.
I mean, I guess you scale for strength quite a bit, but
I do.
it doesn't. Like you seem to be pretty. Like you don't seem to be having a problem with.
Right. That's because my character is, like
Right.
I said, I've put almost every single stat point in the stam on this
You
character.
seem pretty nimble.
I am.
For a heavy character.
Um,
I would just be curious to see what a.
I'm also not wearing all heavy armor.
Right.
I probably should be.
Just for this guy.
Yeah. Probably gonna save my life, and I could use key pulse to get my stuff back. It wouldn't be a big problem.
Someone wants a Bloodborne Super replay, but I feel like that's way too recent.
No, we need to do that. We need to do it. Tell Reiner.
Okay. All right.
I would love to do a Bloodborne Super replay.
Have you tried any other builds? Says Karmika.
No, I want to, and I'm going to do that this weekend. But when I was trying to just complete the game for review, obviously I didn't get that kind of freedom.
Okay. So you definitely see yourself going back and like playing the game again. Through
I am definitely
through
playing the
another-
game more this weekend. I want to play it through. I can just respec, right?
Right.
No penalty. I got 3 respect books on me.
Are there shields of any kind in this game?
No, none whatsoever.
You're about halfway.
Yeah, I can see that.
Are there any of the bosses that
Reiner's trying to throw me off.
he heard the mention of Super Replay and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" Do any of the bosses have like those second forms where it's like, "Oh, you've taken down half my blood. Now I'm gonna get real mad."
Is that a question from the group?
No, that's just for me.
I don't want to ruin that.
Okay. This guy is like laying down multiple.
You will fight
Yokai
this guy
realms.
many times throughout the course of the game.
There it is.
Yeah, we got a divine
divine,
trinket
yeah.
for that, which is good.
There's no English option, right? For like
You can
the
change
voice?
the languages.
Oh, for voice?
I'm not certain about voice.
Oh, okay.
Probably. Again, these are things that I didn't really just mess around with. We can go look.
Carmika wants to know: is there anything you felt was missing, weapon or armor wise?
What do you mean missing?
Like, is there? I know you mentioned spears,
Right, there are
axes
5
and
types of
swords.
weapons.
I can't.
And they come
recall.
in different varieties, too.
I guess like
So,
the-
like, axes fall under the
Okay.
hammers, too. So if you're using a hammer, it's an axe.
Oh, okay. So there's no there was a whip in Bloodborne, but I think there's a similar weapon in here, right?
Well, there's a Kuri Sagama or
Okay.
whatever. It's a really cool weapon. I highly recommend it. It's really fun. That's probably what I'm going to be playing with this weekend. It's a super cool weapon. I got a new rifle. I don't know if I like this one as much as this one, which can retrieve stray projectiles. A little stronger, 4% chance of unlimited ammo. So I get the ammo back.
I'm super tempted to do a gun-oriented build.
It's certainly doable. I wouldn't go all in on it right off the bat.
Yeah,
but you can do
that's my issue. Is that like that's just making the game harder for myself. But I would love to just have like.
Now let's switch off
Kill
of Way of
everyone
the
from
Strong.
far.
So we're gonna switch off of New Game Plus. Go back to regular.
How often do you use guns against bosses?
I had some epic encounters where the final
Oh,
blow
yeah.
is like, wow, I
Yeah.
really need to stay away, get that final shot off.
I guess that would be a worry as well. Is if I went all guns, like it would just be something where it'd be very
No,
difficult to find.
they're really powerful, dude. Like really powerful.
Or
So
are they fast enough to where you'd be able to consistently pull off, shooting?
you would
them?
probably only need to hit a boss a couple times with a cannon to take him
Okay.
out. I mean, they hit really hard. Well, not a couple times.
There
but
was
that's an exaggeration.
there was a cannon in Bloodborne, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember using that a couple times.
Well, let's go for gold first. See if we can get a Yokai Realm match here.
Def Resident wants to know. Looks like with the familiarity on the weapons, you gain strength for them by using them. Do you feel,
That is
or
correct.
do you feed them items or something?
You can use whetstones, which are consumable items, to get them up to familiarity
Faster.
immediately,
Oh, okay.
or you can just play with them. And when you play with them, when your familiarity is up, you'll also get more stuff for salvaging the item and selling the item later. So it's to your benefit to work up items and get rid of them.
Is there any cosmetic gear, like someone wants to wear a samurai mask?
There are cosmetic skins.
Okay.
All gear can be cosmetic
Is
gear
there
if you
like an
turn it
Oni
in.
mask? That you can...
An Oni mask? Yes, I think so.
I don't know how much you would know about this, but is this a doable platinum trophy? Says Marquis66.
I don't know what the platinum trophies are for this game.
Okay.
I did glance at them briefly. I'd say yes. I think
Alright.
most of it is just mastering every weapon. Oh, here we got
Okay.
we got a match.
All right.
If this is like a late game stage, I'm just gonna leave. No, this isn't. This is early.
Okay. Take a bit of a risk there, but yeah, should be good.
No, this is an early game stage. I'm not worried about spoilers here. And that wasn't much of a risk. You can always just leave. But we're gonna be trying to help out our friend here, whoever it is that called us in. I really want to show off Yokai Realm, but this is standard multiplayer here when you just join a friend in progress. He looks like he's having a hard time.
This guy.
Yeah. We're gonna.
He's rocking it. See, that's. I don't know. No, that's not a Noni mask, but it's pretty close.
There is an Oni mask though. As you can see, I'm yellow, like on a similar game when I'm a visitor.
You're not helping him with like a
I am.
story mission, right?
I am.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what's
That-
happening right now.
okay. So is there a way that you could summon someone to do like your story mission?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I put an Choco Cup down.
But no one came, or
Oh, I didn't do that. I've never
Oh,
done that. Like, you have to be in a mission, and I put the cup down.
okay.
So he put a cup down looking for help.
Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. I thought that was it. All right.
Very likely could have been.
There's a purple swirl of some kind over to your left.
Now, we got to take out these critters for him. We're here to
What
help.
is that? What is that over there?
I think that's his souls, right? That's where he died.
Oh, okay.
That's his guardian spirit, Kushi, the bull.
I want a bull as a guardian spirit.
You get him pretty early. I don't know if he wants to get his souls back or what.
Also, he's
'cause-
not helping. He's just lying there.
Hey, you know, this is. I mean, he might.
You've got horns, man. Fuck them.
Oh, he summoned one. He summoned a revenant.
How many different ways are there of saying hi? Like there was a bow.
Oh, quite a few emotes, and you can unlock more as well.
Is there any as good as the one where the guy just sort of does like the 80s movie where he goes like, yeah, and he jumps up into the air?
No, I haven't seen
That
that
was my
one.
favorite one in Dark Souls.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, that's a really nice like flat animation. Was that a cannon?
Yeah. That's the
That's
hand
pretty
cannon.
strong.
With my stam, that thing hits like a monster truck, dude.
So the damage you do with guns is based on your stamina?
Stam affects cannons only.
Okay.
The others are dex-based.
Oh, jeez. Wait, okay, so
That
is
was
there,
close.
is there a way to recover from
Yeah,
that?
I did recover
That's
from that.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
It looked bad there for a second.
Sonic the Hedgehog-like animation of like running up to the edge and almost falling out.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
A friendly gamer says, "Are there crabs in the game? If so, how would you kill one?"
Well, what you have to do is just like in Japanese history. You have
Yeah.
to flip it over on its back to find its weak point
Okay.
and attack it for massive damage.
Okay. Well, there you go. Pro tactics.
This is
2006.
a battle from actual Japanese history. Just remember that.
How many people in chat do you think know what we're referencing?
Almost all of them.
Okay.
That's like a legendary video game piece of
Yeah.
lore, man.
I'm gonna feel old. That reference is 10 years.
It's timeless.
Definitely is timeless. Deaf Residence wants to know, are the environments mostly close quarter lanes, or does it open up into large areas?
There are both large areas and close quarter lanes.
Okay.
There's a mix. And then, oh, look at this. Looks like the other guy has to hit it since I'm the visitor.
Bio Gamer Girls wants to know, when given a choice, how often do you run around games in your underwear?
All the time when I'm with Bio Gamer Girl.
Oh, jeez. Oh, see, there are people confirming that everybody knows the Legend of Giant Amy Crabs in Japanese
yes,
history.
they do. Yes, they do.
Okay. Apparently, everyone took the same history class I did.
So I want to indicate to this guy that that's the place to go. Oh, that's a fire wheel.
Atomic Video Head, no, there are no real character customization things in terms of
You can get skins.
skins, but no,
So-
no
You can change your hairstyle and beard.
Hairstyle,
Oh,
okay.
come on. No, man.
It's very limited.
He died. What happens now? I wonder. Does he have to walk
Are
back
there-
here? Could I stay in his game?
Someone.
Nope.
Okay, so he's done. He's just.
Looks like it's
gone.
over. Yeah, he died.
I guess we can't really talk about your favorite boss because that would kind of spoil things.
Yeah, we're not talking about my favorite boss. Sorry, I don't want to be that guy.
Are there any illusory walls? Someone brought that up, and I'm wondering if this game has them.
There are secret passageways and walls that are, as we just saw on that stage, actually. Walls that are actually yokai. So here's our loadout for our co-op play. We didn't get much for it, but we still got paid out.
Yeah, you got something for it.
And more importantly, we got glory points, which we can use to spend on new skins and cool stuff at the glory shop.
So the co-op requires a currency to enter?
No.
No,
You
so
just
you
get it.
just
You
do it
get it
whenever?
for doing it, right?
Okay.
It requires nothing to enter.
So you don't lose anything by doing this.
That's absolutely right.
So you don't lose your souls if you die.
That's
Okay.
right. You can only gain being a visitor, so it's incentivizing you to get out there and help out people. All right, we got a match. Let's see where this takes us.
All right.
And this is still a pretty early game. I'm okay playing this area. It's also a horrible stage, so I don't really want to be here. Let's see what's going on.
Does this game have like their Blighttown equivalent of like a stage?
There's a
that's-
Blight Town. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not as bad as Blight Town, but it is. I mean, I'd be surprised if the level wasn't based on Blight Town. It's so Blight Town.
They just looked at Blighttown and was like, oh, we gotta do this. We look at this terrible area that is just unpleasant to be in.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. I wonder what we're doing here.
I guess bowing, obviously.
Well, obviously that's the
Yeah,
that's
you
the nice
you
thing
have to
do.
reciprocate. That's pretty good.
I think I had to unlock that one. I'm not sure.
I think it'd be awesome if you could do that and have it fake the message where it's like, oh, this player died,
Mhm.
and then get back up. That'd be
Oh,
pretty
that's
cool.
what he wanted help with.
Just
All
own it.
right.
Just cannon that.
Let me. That's right. I'm gonna get him right in his big eye. So if you hit one of these guys in their eyeball, you get some serious time to work on.
Shutters Nicholas wants to know, how much did you like this game compared to a Soulborne game? Do you like it more or less?
Less. But I love those games. Okay. And it's very difficult to make a direct one-to-one comparison.
Right. It's just
So
that
yeah, I like
they're somewhat
Bloodborne
different.
more, but this is an excellent game. For Souls fans, especially.
Just like in the real Blighttown, Cartmika wants to know, is there a major slowdown like there was in the
No, you know what? I did not have any kind of
pretty
frame rate
consistent
drops
frame rate?
at all. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good.
I was very pleased
Also,
with that.
60 frames, right? Pretty consistently?
Correct.
Okay. That's pretty good. I don't think I think unless you play on PC, you're not going to get that from most Souls games.
Oh, good old PC. The real platform. Vazquez. Oh boy, you gotta be careful. You fall in that water, it's all over. I hate this level. I fell in the water a lot.
This is on a regular PS4.
Yeah,
pretty
it's my
good.
PS4. The PS4 I bought to play Bloodborne.
That guy's very
This
careful
this
about
guy's-
crossing this log.
This guy's playing with his. Yeah, he knows. I don't know. He didn't even go to the shrine. We're getting to the tough part here.
Yeah, you may as well go first, since you have less.
He
to
clearly
lose.
wants me to go first.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense.
All right, I'll be the good guy. Wow, that's.
Because if that guy kills you, who cares? And then he can see what happened to you. And
I'm a lot higher. I'm higher level in this content. The only way I'm gonna die is if I fall off, which could easily happen.
a lot of narrow edges here.
Hmm.
Can you regain health? From
Yeah, I've got my elixirs.
No, but I'm saying, can you walk over to that shrine and?
No, I cannot use the
Okay.
shrine as a visitor here. I could
Right.
use the shrine, I think, in the Yokai Realm game, but we've never got one of those to start. So.
Ruby1 wants to know, is the 720p noticeable on the normal PS4? Do you feel like
Yeah. I
some of
don't
the
know.
aliasing is a little?
Yeah, we're in action mode right now, so we're in the mode which has the most consistent frame
so
rate.
it has that then. It
You've got
has
three different choices. You've got like movie mode, variable frame rate mode, and action mode, which is the 60.
Okay.
So if you want it to look nicer, you can go to one of the other modes, but you won't have as consistent as a frame rate, I
Yeah.
don't think.
I think for this game, it'd probably be frame rate all the way.
Oh yeah, it works for me.
I want to see how's that.
How's that?
Yeah.
All right. Let me add a couple here.
Do the dances have different color coding? Is it
Yes. So like red are usually like
nice?
antagonistic.
Oh, okay. Like joyful and.
And blue are the nice ones, and then yellows are like whatever. I don't
Okay.
know.
This shows how much they've thought about this genre. Of like
I know.
that way you know. What
Like,
you're
again,
getting.
it's like why do you keep comparing the game to Souls? Well, I mean, this game takes a lot, unabashedly.
And they've
from
learned. They've
Souls.
learned to color code the emotes.
Yes.
Luxel 1879 says, approximately how many missions are there total?
Somewhere between 18 to 20 main missions,
Main missions.
and then submissions. There's a ton of. I don't know how many of those.
Okay.
Plus, you got Twilight missions on top of that, and Yokai Realm. There's a lot
Yeah,
of stuff
there's
to
a
do.
lot of stuff
A
to
lot
do.
of stuff to do.
So at this point, are you getting any white gear or like just disposable, useless stuff?
We haven't really killed anything of note. We've just been
Yeah.
wandering around. And that's okay. This guy's really cautious. He's playing the game like you're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Whereas
Meanwhile, you're
I have
over
a
here.
different approach.
Well, A, you're over leveled.
I am certainly over leveled for this.
You're a ghost, so who cares? So like.
Yeah, see, there's
You have
different
multiple
factors
reasons
in there,
not to really care about what's going
Absolutely.
on. But that just makes you more aggressive and lets you beat the game or beat this level for him a little faster.
What is going on here?
Got like 3 people
I
dead
know.
here.
We don't want to go down there. Or do we? I don't know if this guy... Okay, so for to beat the boss at this level, you have to light 3 torches. We just lit 1. I don't know if he's got the other 2 already.
Okay.
Because if he hasn't, we go in this boss room, we die.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah.
Is there a way you... I mean, I guess you could emote, panic the...
Nah, I don't really care.
panically
This guy's kind of...
this guy's gonna die. You're not gonna, like...
This guy's really too
stop
timid
him.
for my taste. I don't really care if we die.
Vazquez, Tack's calling you out.
I am. I wonder who he is.
If you're watching the stream for some reason.
Vazquez just jumped
Oh,
out.
my God, no.
And Vazquez has made his final stand. He's in the water.
Oh, that guy's tongue is blue.
That's what happens. You can't play like that. You got to get in there. So, Vazquez, he was a brave man. He died as he lived in the water.
We hardly knew you, Vazquez. Kartmika, the game is about 40 hours from what Dan's played.
40 hours for a Souls veteran for story, yeah.
Def Resident wants to know, is there a level restriction to summoning help that you've noticed? Should I worry about over-leveling than summoning?
No, I don't think so. I have not, I've joined smaller player games, but I haven't, ever been in... No, I don't think that's a problem.
Okay. No swimming, apparently, and Luke Soul is not buying it because he can't swim.
Swimming is not a thing you can do here. You can swim. I mean, it's a
not-
quick way to end the stage.
It's not a thing in a lot of games.
We're going to try this again. I believe that yokai with a companion can happen someday. I really want to do Yokai Realm. It's seriously the coolest thing to do. And no one's doing it right now because no one has the game. I understand. We have it first. We're super lucky.
Kushu92, yes, the colors do indicate the rarity of the weapons.
Yes.
So it's
Yes,
got
they
that
do.
whole thing going. Exit Dust wants to know, Dan, how long did it take to get used to the controls?
I would say going from a Dark Souls style of play to this game of play, controls didn't take long at all, probably 20, 30 minutes. But to turn from a Dark Souls perspective of play to this game of play probably took 5 to 10 hours. And then I started really getting in the groove.
Dan Tack, where do you stand on whether samurais can swim?
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Historically?
I guess it makes sense that with all that armor on, you couldn't
Yeah.
swim. I get that. But what if you're light? But what if you're a ninja? You can be a ninja in this game. All right, we got a match.
In the yokai realm?
No, we'll never get one of the yokai realm. No one's doing that. This is an early level, so it's okay. I'm not.
Are the
call
levels in the
spoiler
yokai
clause.
realm, are they taken from the main game? Or
They are taken from the main
okay.
game. They're just way harder, different enemy configurations, and really focusing on a 2v1 boss encounter that you're gonna die in because it's super hardcore.
So Nick Anders wants to ask, just summoning to help someone way lower than you is maybe not the most exciting thing. Do you think?
I'm just doing randoms right now.
Right.
I don't know.
You can't really control. Who
I
you're gonna
could
get
control that if I wanted to party with a friend, but I don't have any friends.
Right, but in terms of I just want to do it without
oh yeah, you
setting
can
up
do it.
friends.
You can say I want to do it for this mission, or I want to do it in this range.
Oh, that's true. So you could.
But
go,
because there's not a lot of people on right now,
Yeah, you just gotta
I'm taking what we can
whatever.
get.
The president says their honor won't allow them to drown.
Oh, I hate this part.
Biogamer Girls wants to know, Dan, what do you think about the new Big Mac sizes?
Oh, I like the big one. I'm a big fan of McDonald's. For those of you who don't know,
Okay.
there is
They
nothing
pass
better.
your cuisine, your cuisine.
Nothing better
far?
than Big Mac sauce, and I can't wait to have it on the Grand Big Mac, Le Grand Big Mac.
Okay.
Wait, what's that?
What's what?
The
Wait.
Grand Big Mac.
Did you not know that there are 3 Big Macs now,
I
Wade?
didn't. Explain.
There's the Junior, which is the 1 patty. There's the traditional Big Mac, which is the 2 patties, and now you can get the Le Grand Big Mac.
Wait, what's a 1 patty Big Mac?
It's the Junior Big Mac.
Isn't it just isn't that just a burger?
No, a Big Mac comes with special Big Mac sauce.
Okay, so it's a burger with Big Mac sauce. That is
And
one
all the
patty.
other accoutrements that go
Right.
into a Big Mac. Big Macs are the best. Okay. So yes, we're helping a low-level player again here because there aren't any high-level players.
Yeah, it's just
But
we're taking what we can get.
I'd like to put that caveat there that you can set your range to be I want a group with only people in this difficulty, and by difficulty I mean New Game Plus or not New Game Plus, or I want to do this mission specifically. You've got all kinds of controls on that. But because no one has the game yet, we're just taking whatever's available.
Right.
Basically helping out some babies.
And 7 Garrus, there is a New Game Plus, and
There is.
Exit Dust wants to know, are the yokai realms comparable to the Chalice dungeons in Bloodborne? No, right? Because they're not randomized?
They're not. Well, no, they're the same stages you normally go through with a much harder boss, different enemy placement. They're much harder versions, sort of like the Twilight versions,
Right.
but even more hardcore because you're sort of designed to die. Because you have lives, which is not something you get normally.
Is there variations in the type of swords, or is it just different types of katanas?
There are variations, but all of them will swing the same. Like, there's a couple different styles, but
Is there a Zanbato like there was in Dark Souls? Like one of those big, giant, like, flat swords?
I don't know if I saw any like that.
Good point from Bro Gonzo. A Junior Big Mac is just a Mac. Because you've got Junior and Big.
It's a burger with
Nope,
specials.
I'm not accepting that.
But like
answer.
using the both the words Junior and Big as qualifiers kind of negate one another.
Oh man, I'm going to Mickey D's as soon as we're done with this.
Subliminal Kitty wants to let you know that triple Whoppers are still better.
No, the Whopper is an inferior sandwich to the Big Mac. I hate to go on the record here, but and I
that's
think
true.
Burger King has some really good stuff. Like, you can't beat their nugget deal, man.
I used to work at Burger King, and I got sick of that food so fast.
They have some really good stuff. They've been doing some weird stuff with, like, hot
Their
dogs and
chicken's
stuff
okay.
now, though. I'm just not down with it. Like, BK has
Their
lost
hot
me.
dogs are not great.
No, I haven't even had one. I
They're-
have not
they're
even
not
tried it.
I've had gas station hot dogs that were better than those.
Oh, the gas station hot dog. Yeah, those are a classic.
Roby One wants you to please explain the faction system.
Oh, boy. All right, so that has tied in with the glory rewards. You're going to pick one when you unlock the secret tea house. There's a lot of them to choose from. They give you passive benefits for being part of the clan. My current one is if I'm not critically hit on death, I have a 30% chance to avoid that death, which is really great.
Right, and those give you like a. They're all unique, right?
Yeah, each faction has different bonuses. You'll get to pick from, like, I don't know, there's a lot of them. Like maybe 20, 25 of them. There's a lot, man. And you can switch those as you please to get different bonuses, and it's about who gets like more glory in the clan war, more or less.
So it's not like other games like Pokemon Go, where if you pick the least popular
Well, you can swap.
faction,
You can
it's
swap
done,
out of your
right?
clan, so it's not a huge deal. I think most people are going to pick the one that gives you a 30% chance to resist death while they go through the game anyway.
Right.
It's only under certain circumstances too, but it can say anything that can save your life is good, right?
Yeah.
But there's lots of other good ones. Like you get bonus Amrita, which is like the souls. And
Base 1017 says the Black Darth Vader buns, though? What are the Darth Vader buns?
Darth Vader buns. I'm not sure. I've never heard that reference.
Black buns.
I know that there's restaurants that have the black buns. I think it was in a Japanese thing actually, but I've never heard Darth Vader called that. Like,
Roby wants to know, are clan battles not implemented yet?
the clan faction system is in, but PvP is not. So I don't know how they work precisely. I think it's just about who gets more glory right now. I couldn't tell you more.
Right.
Again, PvP is not in the game yet.
Port Jumper wants to know, if I like using claymores in Dark Souls, what weapon type should I use?
Claymores, I guess you go with the spear, maybe?
Okay. Yeah, the long reach.
Yeah. I don't like using claymores, but I like using big clubs, and
Yeah.
that's the axe translation pretty much literally.
I guess it depends on what you like about claymores. Right?
You've only got 5. This isn't like a Dark Souls game either where you're like committed to one weapon because you can respec easily.
Right.
So when you get that new awesome weapon, you can just be like, all right, I'm going to use this now.
Some Bluminal Kitty wants to let us know that Burger King had the Japanese black buns come to America for a Star Wars crossover.
Oh. Because I was aware of the Japanese black buns. I mean, I pay attention to fast food culture pretty consistently. It's a big part of my life. So
That was also my
try to
nickname
keep up
in
with
high
that.
school. Naginata says Atomic Video Head. Is there one in this game?
Is there what?
Naginata?
If there is, it's probably just a spear variant. Like,
Okay.
again, there are only 5 weapon core types. Now, there are some variants of those, but they will still swing, behave, and act and have all the characteristics of that core type.
Okay. Cardmika, you respect by using a Book of Reincarnation, which is how common do you think those are?
I mean, I got 3 just in a playthrough without purchasing any, and you can buy them at the blacksmith. The price starts out very
Pretty
small,
easy.
but as someone said, I guess they go up as you buy them. I'll tell you what, we're going to go test that after we get out of here.
Okay.
So we can offer a better
Due
explanation.
diligence.
That's right.
Darth Vader Black Buns could, in fact, be a Star Wars aerobics video. Good looking out.
They could. I'm going to be waiting for that. I hope to see you do that. I really want to see that video.
Mr. Space Gnome wants to know, can you summon more than one person?
No, it's just 2 players.
Oh, one thing to touch on that I don't think we covered much here are the allies that you can summon at some point.
Oh, you can't summon them. They're just part of a mission.
Oh, they're just part of
certain-
missions?
You get a partner. You get like a friend in a couple of missions. In fact, this is one of them
Okay.
that we'll unlock in a minute here. I don't know.
So you could be playing with a part of the friend and whatever
Yes.
allies are in the mission.
The NPC allies are basically non-existent.
Okay.
I wouldn't put too much stock in them. And again, they're only featured in a couple missions. They're not something you can call in. They're not like Dark Souls where you can just I want to summon in an NPC. That's not that's not part of it. They're either part of the mission or they're not. We're gonna see one here actually.
Apparently, they on the topic of black buns. Apparently, they did it for Halloween, but they stopped because it made people poop strange colors.
Yeah, it'll do that.
Yeah.
You ever notice that? Like you eat some weird colored food and then just everything goes to hell.
Yeah,
You got to be careful about that stuff.
poop is important.
Yeah, I'd say it's a major component of life.
Yeah. Can you just shoot that door?
Nah, he's got to open it. So only the active player will be able to interact with stuff like that. So we're kind of waiting for his. Luckily, we already cleaned all this crap out.
Oh, that's a good question. How much destructible environments are there? Like, can you just
Yeah.
do you run into a room full of pots that you just roll all over? And
Yeah, you can
destroy?
do that. There's still lots of. I mean, it wouldn't be a Japanese game if it didn't have pots
Okay,
to
good.
break, right?
Right. Very. I'm relieved to know that that's it. You're just waiting for him to.
Yeah,
open
I'm
the
waiting
door.
for him to get his.
Freaky JP, come on.
Freaky JP, he's taking his
Dine
time.
over here.
He's taking his time. He's exploring the level. I like it. He's freaky. Look at him.
Wandering in here like a nerd.
All right. I believe this is where you pick up the partner. Yep. So she's going to help us out with the final portion of the mission.
And so, like with the skin system, you can get a skin that would look like her.
I have not found a skin that would look like her, but I would assume that you could.
Something similar.
So someone asked me that question the other day. They said, are there any female skins you can turn William into? And I did not find any. Although I
okay.
found like 15 variants of dudes. So I don't know, but I bet you can. But I don't know if I've unlocked that yet. Maybe it happens in New Game Plus. I don't know.
Someone wants to know what the most interesting level is visually, but I don't know if you can really talk about that without spoiling things. But do you have like a clear standout favorite level?
Yeah, I do. For visuals,
Yeah.
I would say it was the level in the snow. I like snow.
Okay.
I mean, come on, we live in Minnesota, right? We love snow.
Oh, we adore snow. We got so much of it. Why not? Although it's all ice right now. Sure, the construction people across the street also love snow.
I love those guys.
We are becoming fast friends.
Freaky JP's got to make sure he's prepared so I can kill all the stuff.
Okay. Just bring lots of heals and then never hit anything.
I mean, this is again, this is low level stuff, so it's real easy for my character to breeze through.
Right.
And again, you will not have to do this. You will not have to help out little characters.
Right.
That's at your discretion when you set your stuff for multiplayer. But we're taking what we can get here today, because not a ton of people are playing, because the game's not out.
Right.
Oh no! Look at that. See, even on my character, that really chopped up my key bar.
That did a number on it.
If you try to block this at the level you're in here, you're just gonna die. You don't get hit by that. Period. Those terracotta soldiers are serious business.
Just as they were historically.
That's right. You know, from Japanese history, just like giant crabs.
Yeah.
This is all true to life.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
they
really
captured
glad
the soul of history.
Team Ninja's cornering the documentary game market here. Anthony and the Machine wants to know, can you summon NPCs offline? So
No.
okay, so there's not much you can do.
Again, there's no summoning
offline.
NPCs unless you are. I want to make that very clear. There is no summoning NPC system like in Bloodborne and Dark Souls. There are certain missions where you get a partner as part of the mission. That's
Right.
not a.
Without the fear of invasion, there's really no reason to like purposefully play the game offline, right? Or
Yeah, no reason. Not really, no.
Paul Donovan wants to know, how is the soundtrack in the game?
I thought it was good, but it is pretty repetitive at points. Just like the environments. It feels like a lot of tracks were used. You know, not unlike Dark Souls, not every boss has their own like, you know, track or any signature kind of stuff
Right.
like that. But it's good. It just gets a little repetitive.
Yeah. Exit Dust, there is a gear system similar to Diablo. We covered that earlier. Bio Gamer Girls wants to know, do you think streaming Nioh is more important than seeing the birth of your first son? He's got a beard just like you.
Yeah, does he? I can't wait to see him. I do not think streaming Nioh is
I'm
as
very
important as seeing the
excited.
birth of my first son.
I'm very excited about seeing my son when I get home, finally.
Oh, we gotta skip this. Oh crap!
There's options.
I'm trying. I can't because the only.
Oh,
All
no.
right, we gotta kill this. Kill it.
All right, the video's off you guys now. Or
Alright,
off the screen. It's on you guys.
Okay. Yeah, we can't show any video
Yeah.
cutscene stuff, so we have to skip this part. It shouldn't take too long.
They didn't want us to spoil that
So-
Raiden from Metal Gear Solid's in the game.
I do think it's kind of crazy that they don't want us to spoil the story when it is easily the weakest aspect of the
Yeah.
game. But
Yeah.
So we're
I mean,
just on you guys now. So
Right.
intimate moment.
yeah, we'll just for a couple seconds while this clears up, and then we'll.
it's crazy though, guys. It's like Spider-Man.
Yeah, the stuff that's happening right now is so
Spider-Man,
insane. Like you wouldn't even believe it.
Pikachu's in here. It's like crazy. The first Nintendo PlayStation crossover.
Yeah. Wow. Look what's happening. Do you believe this?
Why? It's just.
If
it's
only
just,
we could show this.
You know, like you said, like it's the weakest part of the game, but it's kind of wild. Like the way all the copyrights are infringing on here. It's just, you know.
It's just like having, the birth of your first son.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just like
That's
that.
what they're showing is the birth of Dan Tack's son.
Oh,
live.
that's right. He's
live
got a
right
beard.
now.
He's got a
Yeah.
beard just like me. That's what I'm told. Wow, I forgot how long these cutscenes are. Man,
We're seeing-
they are not a good part of the game.
We're seeing how they make special sauce for Big Macs. The secret
Oh,
sauce.
dude, I told you, man. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to
I
McDonald's.
kind of want to too.
Rock and roll
Since we've been
McDonald's.
talking about
all
it.
right?
Yeah.
The Big Macs are the best. They're just so good.
You guys thought these were all tangential conversations? Nuh-uh.
No, they're all they
They're
all
all
come together.
related.
You
They're
can't
all-
play this game without
That's
McDonald's.
right.
All right, we can switch back to the screen.
Okay.
We are good and off the cutscene.
SSA to H, it took about 40 hours to complete the game.
Yeah, about 40 hours. And that was with most side missions done and a couple of Twilights,
Right.
but not all side missions.
Paul Donovan wants to know, so from this game, would you say you are excited for Ninja Gaiden to be coming back, or a lot of for Team Ninja to learn still?
I would like Ninja Gaiden to not come back, and I'd like them to make a sequel to this immediately. Taking what they've learned and use it to like make it even better.
Yeah, I think there's definitely room for a sequel here. Even though I haven't played the first.
Like I want Nioh 2 next year. Make it happen.
Wow. I mean, I'm glad that. Yeah, I'm glad that. Team
Okay,
Ninja-
I want the reveal next year. PSX,
Right.
right? Because it's going to be a
Big
PlayStation
exclusive,
exclusive,
yeah.
sadly. And
I am glad, however, that Team Ninja's back in a way because they haven't done a lot of
Yeah.
anything too noteworthy in the last recent years.
it's good stuff. This game is good stuff.
That first Ninja Gaiden game was really, really good, and then they just followed it up with like 2 very middling sequels.
We're going to go find out how much these books cost exponentially to see how it
Okay,
is to respec
cool.
now. We parted ways with Freaky JP.
Yeah.
He's my best friend.
I find it really weird that Bro Gonzo knows about the Kingdom Hearts crossover with this game that was in that cutscene. along with
Oh,
Spider-Man
well, we
and
weren't allowed to
Pikachu.
show that. Donald Duck
Yeah.
showed up. He was going crazy.
He gets so mad, you guys. Every time someone like, those nephews of his are just such troublemakers.
All right, so we got some stuff here. We got some currency. Got some items. It's great. It's just great. You should do. It's a really encouraging multiplayer system. Oh man. So what I want to see next is they combine Monster Hunter in this game. Okay, they get like 4-player action against yokai. Man, that would take it to the next level. Anyway, yeah, let's go to the blacksmith and check out how much those books cost. I have never purchased one before, so we have the starting cost, which is like completely negligible.
Way to real out to curse.
Cost 9,000.
Yeah. This is a fairly friendly show.
Pilgrim 1981 wants. I can do it without cursing. Pilgrim 1981
We're
wants to know.
professionals here.
So is this legit?
So what do you,
Neo.
is it legit?
Is it legit?
I gave it a 9. Yeah, it's
That's
legit.
a pretty legit score, Pilgrim.
Oh yeah, the price does go up, but like look at this. Like, Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Midori.
I can respec quite a few times.
Yeah.
So
It does go up though.
it does go up. So yeah, you can't respec willy-nilly, but I bet you can get the books from other sources as well, since I already had 3 in my
Yeah.
inventory.
People are mentioning Ninja Gaiden 4. Do we know that there's going to be Ninja Gaiden 4? Did I miss that?
I don't keep up with Ninja Gaiden, man.
I might have to look that up. 'Cause I don't know if I've heard of one, but I mean they've been busy making this. So.
I guess let's go back to New Game Plus, see what's going
Yeah.
on there. Let's get really into it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Guardian of the Underworld. All right, that sounds fun. I don't want to waste my Ochoko cups. I get Divine Gear anyway. And there's actually a cool Guardian Spirit that gives you more loot too, which I would switch to if I was farming right now.
Yeah. Jordan the intern says, "Hey, Ninja Gaiden 2 was great." I disagree. It was okay. The combat in that game was better than the first one, but most of the levels were not good.
Yeah, you know.
I
Ninjas.
played 3 for about 2 hours before it broke my PlayStation 3. So
this is a sort
don't
of
feel
a-
too good about that.
Sort of an enemy wave rush kind of side
Oh,
mission.
really?
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I told you, the side missions are great. You don't have to worry about like the death traps that the developers seem to love or anything
Right.
like that.
This is pretty cool. I like this.
You just get in there and smash face. And what could be more fun than that?
Right. Are there any basket helms that cover the face? Says Corruption Inc.
Basket helms. Does
like
he
those
mean like
big, bulky?
He means like Raiden or
Yeah.
Storm from Big Trouble in Little China.
Sure.
Is that what he means? I know someone in the game has them, so I don't know if you can get them.
Is there
They
an
are
Onion
on
Knight
characters.
equivalent?
They are on characters. See, this changed in New Game Plus. Actually, there's 2 of these guys in one wave instead of 1.
Okay.
So little
This guy's
subtle
pretty
changes.
Fierce. And this is New Game Plus, right?
This is New Game Plus. So these are enemies on par with me.
Are there enemies that you have to kill with the gun? I would imagine no.
No, but it'll certainly make your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I do mean a lot, man. Do not ignore ranged weapons. Just don't do it. They will save your life over and over. So you got that sweet spot in his attack. Get the windows. Take him out. We go for a professional clean kill here.
Based 1017 wants to know Big Trouble or Escape from New York?
Big Trouble.
Big Trouble.
Big Trouble has got to be in the... Like, it's just the best.
Oh,
not
geez,
not
what
to
is
say...
that?
Yeah, this is a lot of crap. Wow. All right. We're going to have to take this one thing. So these little guys, you got to kill them or they turn into the big guys. So it's... Oh, my God.
Oh, really?
The damage.
Ooh.
The damage is so much damage.
Look at the damage.
Wow. Again, like I said, one mistake and you're done.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
Seems pretty rough so far. So, do you know if there's a level cap?
No
Well-
idea. Probably not, man. Like if it's anything like Souls, right? It just keeps
It's
going.
like 999. So,
Right.
I mean, I feel like the stats are basically your level cap in terms of like once you level up with stat to a certain degree, you're better off leveling
You've got
up other
soft cap.
stuff.
And yeah, you can level up, what's it called? You can level up your Guardian Spirits. Lots of stuff you can do with extra souls. Or Amrita,
Yeah.
as we call it in this game.
A dog 918. I believe we are playing in action mode, right? Not movie mode.
We are playing in action mode.
Baby Beluga, we are playing at level 122, I want to say.
Yeah.
23.
122.
And-
In New Game Plus.
And what did you focus on when you leveled?
This is a stam heavy build. Stam and
Stamina.
strength. Mostly stam. So I can wield heavy armor and still have insane key regen
Okay.
and speed.
Maybe Mapivos Gaming wants to know, is it worth grinding a few levels over the recommended mission level, or is the difficulty still going to kill you?
You should take it as you need to. I mean, that's the whole point of these missions, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're having problems, go grind, go farm, take it easy. There's no rush.
Kermika wants to know, are there any Ninja Gaiden or Dark Souls references?
The whole
Any
game is a
sort of-
Dark Souls reference, I think.
Well, I think they mean more like
right,
specific
right.
Easter
So
eggs.
Easter eggs? Not that I noticed.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they're not there.
Someone wants you to use purification in your combos.
Why? I mean, yeah, I'll start doing it. It's a way more for me to pay attention to while I'm talking.
Yeah, it's just
For one thing, I don't actually want to purify in this build because I like to have the yokai realm down.
yeah.
Which gives me a lot more attack power if I stand in it. It is important to dispel these in certain stages using the key pulse, but again, my Mystic Art actually gives me more power to stand in them.
Right.
And my build is actually designed to stand in them because it's all key focused.
Right.
So I understand what he's saying
A
though.
Plabbit lover wants to see you summon someone else, just to see what it looks like.
I don't think anybody's going to join. I'm way too high, but I'll give it a shot. I'll have to join another mission. I can't summon in this mission because there's no
Right.
shrine. But we will attempt to do so. I mean, you don't have to like sit there while you summon. You just put the cup down and then you can proceed on the level until someone comes.
Right.
It's a really handy system.
Baby Beluga wants you to go into a little bit more detail about the power with the Yokai Realm buff.
It's my Mystic Art for the axe. One of the 2 Mystic Arts for the axe. Mystic Arts are acquired in the late game and are very powerful passives most of the time. One of the ones you can take for the axe involves me being in the Yokai Realm. So
Which are those
basically,
little pools of...
standing in Yokai garbage will give me a massive more attack power. I'll show it. Hang on. My guy actually likes that and has the key in order to do it. So it's this one right here. It's a Mystic Art. So these are late game skills acquired through the dojo by becoming a master of a weapon. So this massively boosts the damage I do while I'm in that. So very handy for a build like mine, which can handle the drain on my system.
Right.
And at the same time, just pumping out massive damage.
But normally, if you didn't have that specific build going, you would try to purify as often as possible.
Absolutely. And there are other skills that can help you purify as well.
So how do you purify?
Purifying is activating the key pulse, which is right after you swing like this. See that blue stuff? If you hit L1 right after you do it, you get that, and it will purify yokai realms. It's all about timing, and it gives you your key will come back faster.
Okay. Carmiga, you might want to clarify. He says, how many abilities are there? That seems like a...
No, every different weapons have a different amount of abilities, and
Okay.
and then on top of that, you've got magic and ninja.
Okay.
So lots of active abilities. Not a ton, but lots. Usually, a couple different skills that you can use in different stances
Right.
for each weapon. Most of the Mystic Arts, though, are passive.
Map of Us Gaming wants to know, is there a finite number of skill points you can obtain? That's just like through leveling, right?
No, skill points come from... well, yes, you do get them from leveling, too. Like, if I put a point in strength, I'll get a samurai point. Like, putting in them in the active skills that affect weapons. I would say you basically have unlimited. That's not probably technically true, but you have enough to spec into everything, I would think.
Okay.
If you felt like it, you could become the ultimate samurai and spec into everything, yeah.
Okay. Roby One wants to see how the skill customization works.
That's simply just... Sure, we'll look at it. It's just putting skills into slots.
Right.
So, like, here's what I do with this button press at the end of this combo. Here's what I do in high stance. Here's what I do in mid stance. These are all with spears. Here's what I'm doing with axes and my Mystic Art. Like, these are all my, the things that I'm doing. And with mid stance, I'm holding this button. I do my Tri-Spark, which is a move you've been seeing me do a lot of.
Yeah.
So you can just swap these buttons out with whichever you like, with the skills that you've attained. And that's for every weapon and every
Right.
stance.
Not to promote too hard, but we've got a full rundown of most of these menus and systems. We have a video of that up on the site now if you want to dig a little deeper into that.
We do. So like this one right here, this mission will give me a young samurai's lock, so that will give me even more samurai skill points if I do this one. And I think I can... There's a shrine in this, so I should probably be able to summon, so let's give it a try. No one is going to join me in New Game Plus. There's the chances of this happening are absolutely zero. I think maybe 1% of the player base, which is already really small, has access to this mode right now.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
During the internet wants to ask, can I pet my guardian spirit buddy?
You should, and you should do it often. And then
Nice.
just don't give him too many Big Macs.
Okay, yeah.
They get kind of lazy then.
Don't give him any.
You can give him one piece. You can give him one bite, right? This is probably a pretty tough mission.
Dan, how much of the Onimushi games have you played? Because people are making a lot of references to Onimushi.
Not a ton. Not a ton, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I guess I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know how similar these two JT Fells wants to know, do you guys prefer to find gear in games through loot drops or crafting?
You can do both in this game. I actually like a mix of both. That way, if you get completely
Yeah.
screwed on RNG, then you can make your own stuff, you know?
Yeah, he was asking me in general. But yeah, I think a mix of both is usually good, just because it gives me more avenues to find cool stuff.
Right.
But I think if I had to choose between the two,
So we're gonna try to summon.
Okay.
No one will come. Just letting you know. But you basically put this into the shrine, and it will sit there until a visitor shows up. So that's
Right.
great, right? So it's there, it's active, and hopefully someone shows up. Maybe if I go to a regular mission, someone would show up. But I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, this I can tell already. This is gonna be pretty challenging.
Baby Beluga R wants to know, have you been re-rolling equipment to get better stats, or have the things you've been picking up been good enough? So
A mix of both. I definitely have tried to make some of the stuff I find that I want to keep their good like locked passive abilities. This axe has definitely been like leveled up artificially through the reforging system. One of a few builds that actually wants to stand in the yokai zone.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
most times you would want to purify.
Generally, yeah, like boss fights can get very stressful if you don't purify because the whole zone can fill up with yokai zones, and you simply won't be able to get your key back, and then you die. Because key is essential to living in this game in every way.
More important than stamina in Dark Souls. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
you gotta have it. It's like Big Macs. You gotta have it. Wade, you gonna get us McDonald's?
Wrong slider. Yeah, I'll go on. I'll go on.
That was a
McDonald's
really
slider.
loud.
Was anyone else kind of craving McDonald's after watching Super Size Me?
Yeah, man, right away. First thing I thought was like, I'm gonna go eat McDonald's every day now.
And now that I know I won't die if I eat it at least once a day, I'll be fine. No.
Didn't they say that though? Like the doctors were like, if you do this, you will die.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
It was so exaggerated,
But
man.
that guy didn't die. Whatever. Fake news.
No, it's certainly not good to eat McDonald's every day. I think everybody knew that already.
Yeah. I think even at my most, I think I only ever ate it like once a week. I was never that big into.
Now Chipotle, on the other hand, you can have that every day.
That's right.
Yeah, if you have it for just one meal a day, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Now, great. Now now I kind of want Chipotle.
Like chicken nuggets
Oh, yeah.
are part of like the 5 daily food groups.
Yeah,
right?
they hold up the food pyramid. Like they're
They do.
quintessential.
They are the pillar.
Yeah. Do pyramids use pillars? I don't think they do, but for this analogy, just
Man, this
follow
fire-
us on
oh man, that's a nasty fire wheel. You know what? I actually just don't mind taking the fire because his other attacks are way nastier.
this. Anthony in the machine wants to know: would either of you consider wearing a bandana instead of a hat?
Sure. I'll wear it next stream, man.
Sure. Are there any unique weapons named or specific use types?
There are set items, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think they're unique because you can get more than one of them, but like, I could be wrong about that, but that's my interpretation of what I know.
Baby Beluga R wants to point out that Chipotle is in fact owned by McDonald's, so it's technically
Wow.
you could eat.
So we're all McDonald's.
Yeah.
We've always been McDonald's.
Yeah. I remember when I got my notice that I was also owned by McDonald's.
No, McDonald's isn't like that. McDonald's is cool, man.
They're a benevolent corporate sponsor.
They're so cool. God. Yeah, this is definitely harder on New Game Plus. They added more stuff. Oh, there's one of these guys. No wonder. So that guy just keeps singing and shooting out those skulls like an evil bard. I was wondering where those all coming from. And yes, you could fall off the bridge and die.
Gamer Girls wants to ask, Dan, can you bring home McDonald's for me and BB?
Yep, that was absolutely. That's absolutely. We're bringing home McDonald's.
Okay.
Get you a double cheeseburger.
JT Fields wants to say that finding a Chipotle in the Skyway is insanity-inducing. As someone who had to recently do that, I agree.
Yeah, Wade's the only one around here who likes Chipotle. The rest of us are Mickey D's guys.
You can like both.
I don't know if you can. Wade, we take sides here.
I definitely prefer Chipotle over McDonald's.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
Let's be real.
You guys have not had McDonald's since it got good.
Wait, when did it get good?
When did it get good?
They have like healthy meals now, don't right?
Yeah,
Like-
but we don't go there for healthy meals. Come on. Like, I see the options for salad, and I'm like, nope, fries.
Oh man, fries. You remember when McDonald's fries used to be good?
I
Like-
mean, they're still
like
good
20
if you get
years
them,
ago?
If you get them fresh, like when they right
No.
when they're off the fryer, they're good.
No, they don't make them anymore ever since they changed the recipe to be healthy or whatever. The old school salty McDonald's fries were the best thing in the world. You guys are too young to experience that.
Oh, here we go.
You are.
I remember them
That's not a
changing at
diss.
some point. I guess I can't remember what they tasted like beforehand.
I'm just saying facts, Wade. I'm just spouting knowledge.
The Rogue Trader wants to know: is it in as spoiler-free a way as possible? Is there any contact with Europeans in the game?
Yes, absolutely. God, I hate these guys. It's like, oh, there's all these skulls floating around. Yeah, he died from the burning. What the-
Luxel wants to know if there is any McDonald's DLC for this game.
Man, I really hope there is. If there was like a Grimace and Ronald McDonald skin, I'd buy it.
That would be pretty cool. Just a gun a cannon that fires off Big Macs and
Oh, you're talking about dreams now.
and it stuns them because they have to sit down and eat the Big Mac once they get hit.
So my Choco Cup didn't get used because we didn't get a visitor, but
Yeah.
it stayed there the whole time.
Do you get it back so you can go? And
Yeah,
get it back?
yeah, we got it refunded. Oh, good job, we won.
Pilgrim 1981 wants to know: do you think Souls fatigue is a factor for some people?
Sure, but I think if you like Souls games, this has enough different about it that makes it. Even if you're tired of Dark Souls on a yearly basis, which we kind of got with Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, you know, and Dark Souls 2 even. Even if you're kind of feeling that this game has enough other features layered on top to make it different from Souls, even while using the foundation of Souls.
Right. Base 17 wants to know: Dan or Suriel, who is your favorite member of the Wu-Tang Clan?
I'm going to decline to answer this question.
I think as of recently, it's probably Inspector Deck because Zarface is a really cool group, and all of their albums are actually really good. So I think Inspector Deck and 7L, who I don't think is technically a Wu-Tang Clan member, have been doing some pretty good work as of late.
What do we want to do next? What time is it? Are we done with the stream yet?
It is 4 p.m. If this.
We'll give the kids another hour.
Okay. I actually have a hard out at 5, so.
That's when we're gonna end it anyway. So we got an hour left, guys. Get your questions in. I hope you're liking the stream. I hope you like Big Macs.
Wow, if we go another hour, I might do a McDonald's run.
I just don't know if I can live without it now after we've been talking about it for so much.
Are we all just that tempted to get McDonald's?
I'm sure that the audience would love to hear our chewy noises too.
Oh no, we don't subject them to that.
Just
Come on, Wade. We're not barbarians here.
if you're gonna have a McDonald's run, get me Chipotle.
All right, what do we want to do? Want to help somebody? What are people asking for?
ODB for life is a good mantra.
They're asking for ODB. That's what they want us to party up with ODB.
Yeah. I'm not gonna diss on ODB, but I'm just saying, if you are a Wu-Tang Clan and have not listened to Zarface, I would recommend that you do so.
All right, we're trying to party with ODB here to go to the Yokai realm.
That's right.
I mean, there's a pretty there's 50-50 shot if you hang out with him after a show.
Original
you're going
Dan
to the Yokai
Baller,
realm.
right here, the ODB.
That's right. That's true. Man, no, we're never gonna get to do Yokai realm.
Yeah, it's a bummer because that's
And when this game comes out, this is all I'm gonna do is click on Yokai realm over and over. So become a visitor. Select a mission. You can select any mission you want. That's great. And you can even do the secret word thing, so we can play. You can play with your friends. No conditions. Let's see what we get.
Baby Beluga R, is the New Game Plus like a difficulty toggle for levels, or is it going back through the game again? I believe it is more like going back through the game again.
Right, but it's not. Again, this game is not a. It opens up a bunch of stuff. You can do the old missions in much harder modes,
And
more or less.
As far as New Game Plus 2 and 3, we're not entirely sure. Right?
We don't know. I have not had time to complete New Game Plus yet. I'm sorry.
Right. He's already beaten the game once before the game is out. Give him some time.
Yeah, just give me a little bit of time. Just a little bit.
So Dan, Dark Souls 2 is on sale right now. Should I buy it or wait for the entire Dark Souls collection that will hopefully come out in the future?
I mean, you can keep hoping. I mean, have you played the other Souls games? Dark Souls 2. I played Bloodborne before I played Dark Souls 2, if that's an option. But what's the sale at? What's the price?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Give me a price point here. I need to translate into Big Macs and determine if it's the right decision.
Josh the Intern says, the stream is slowly selling me on a game I previously had little interest in, and McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the McDonald's thing. I don't know how that happened, but now I just... once that gets in your head, man, you're just like, man, I really want
That's how
a
advertising
delicious
works.
Big Mac, big, large fry, a delicious cold Diet Coke. That's how they get us, man.
Right.
I'm advertising and I don't even care.
I will gladly, freely advertise McDonald's on the stream. Jim Dog wants to know, do you get a yokai watch?
You know what? I went into this game and the first time it's like, oh, you're going to fight a yokai. I'm like, oh, those cute little things? And it's like, wow, no, you're going to get pounded into the earth by a giant cyclops. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to fight an early game boss here.
Yokai whitewashed a lot of the...
I'm glad all these guys are early game because it means I don't have to leave the game because of spoilers.
Randy Brown says, Team Ninja should just slap a sticker that says DTAC approves on this game and it will sell presumably 7 billion copies.
You know, you might be off by about 1 billion, but we'll give or take in either direction.
Margin of error.
Are you going to go in there, buddy, or what? Like, this
Psycho fan, come on.
this is not a, you go in there, we fight the boss, I kill it. It's really easy.
I like the wordplay of your name, but it's you gotta go in there at some point.
What is this guy doing?
Does he think you actually died?
Psychofate 718. This reminds me of some of those guys we played with on the replays.
How many emotes do you have access to? Is it 9?
You have 9. You have 9 active at a time, but you have others that you can unlock.
That's
and put
really
in your grid.
cool.
There's lots more. You can unlock more with.
Boss area?
Do I actually have to message him back? I'm
Oh
not
my
gonna-
god.
Wow, are you serious?
Just message him back and say no, it's fine.
I'm not gonna message him back. He should understand. How does just
do
go
an
in
emote.
there.
Do
Just
an-
go in there.
There you go. Oh, I thought it was a walk through the walls kind of thing.
What is he doing? All right. I don't. This is not a complex concept.
Dark Souls 2 is on sale for $15 on PSN.
Oh man, has he played Bloodborne yet? What? All right, yay!
Biogamer Girls, I know this is a boss fight, but
This is early game. We'll be able to chop
what
this
is
guy
your
up.
favorite Happy Meal toy?
This cutscene's allowed. My favorite Happy Meal toy?
Yes.
I don't know. I really like Grimace,
Grimace.
but I'm gonna go with the baby pig toy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classic Happy Meal toys.
Yeah. Classic Happy Meal toys.
I think my favorite Happy Meal toy. I think the one I remember most was they had like the weird Disney promotion where they had a bunch of like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck like plushies. And I
Oh,
remember
Donald?
Yeah. No, mine was Mickey Mouse. He was wearing a soccer outfit. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I think the one I liked most though was I think at one point KFC back when Pokemon was big they had these.
Wait, KFC had Happy Meals?
Well, they had
In what-
something
in what
like
universe?
It was like it was like Pokemon Beanie Babies they had for a little while.
Wow.
It was like Zubat, Seal, Vulpix. I don't remember who the last one was, but it was just like 3 of the most obscure Pokemon at the time. I got a Zubat one and I enjoyed it. And then I accidentally flushed it down the toilet because I thought it wasn't that big a deal, and then it was gone forever. That's my story about Zubat.
That's a good story.
Thank you.
I gotta tell you. What's your favorite Happy Meal toy?
My favorite, like the Mickey Mouse plush one that I said. In terms of like the main cast,
Yeah.
I'd probably say Hamburglar.
All right, Wade, who are you? Who's your Mickey D's character?
God, there's just so many good
Who's your Mickey D's
choices.
character?
I don't like any of them.
No Mayor McCheese? Are you kidding me? Are
Like,
you out of your mind?
Wait, I encourage you to read up on the McDonald's lore on the wiki.
no,
and
like
give us a
the
answer.
McDonald's I went to as a kid had this creepy like Ronald statue that you could sit next
Yeah.
to. Like I was so like just turned off by all that shit.
I am with you, Wade. I do not see the appeal of
I
Ronald
mean, I like the
McDonald.
food fine, but Jesus, man, I don't.
Wade, who is your favorite McDonald's character?
He's not-
can I count the play place that I liked
No, it's
visiting?
not a character.
Well, it meant
That
more to me
place
than
had character.
it meant more to me than any of the damn little weird
It has to
cartoon
be
characters.
an official character from McDonald's lore.
God, I guess Hamburglar was my favorite then, because he was actually kind of cool. I don't know. They're all weird.
They're all okay. Well, you have to pick one. This isn't. This
Yeah,
isn't
no,
a,
I'm Hamburglar.
All right, the Hamburglar. You don't want to pick one because they're weird, and then you pick the Hamburglar. Okay, all right.
I mean, he's weird too.
Yeah, he is. That's why I meant. He's really weird.
But look at, I just want you to know that I was like 7 when I flushed that Zubat. I regret it, obviously. I'm not like saying it was something that I'm proud of, but it happened because I was a dumb kid. Like all kids are kind of dumb.
We're getting off topic here pretty hard at this point.
McDonald's is the only topic we need.
Okay. Speaking of McDonald's, Waylon Kennedy asks, do y'all remember those McDonald's VHSs you could get? Laughing my ass off.
McDonald's VHS? I mean, I know there was a cartoon.
I guess so.
We'll never get to the yokai realm. We'll never get there. But I bet we can become a visitor pretty easy.
Jordan, the intern, says, no love for the Fry Guys.
The Fry Guys are... I think they're lost to time. I don't think many people know who the Fry Guys were. They weren't even that epic at the time, I don't think.
Are you saying they became more epic over time?
I'm saying I didn't even remember the Fry Guys till he
Okay.
mentioned them.
Okay.
And I know. They're like, now that I think about it, it's like, how could I forget the Fry Guys? They were cool. They were happening. They were hip. You know? They were pretty cool. And off we go. What do we got here? Oh, it's the same level. That's cool. Maybe this guy will be cooler than the other one. It won't take 10 minutes to go into the boss room. Oh, man. So we got, how much time we got left, Wade?
Well, it's about 10 after the hour.
Okay, so yeah, we have 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I want people to get their questions in. I mean, I could talk about McDonald's all day. In fact, I'd love to.
Yeah, Dan,
But
do you
we
want,
are playing a game here.
Do you want the what did you call it? The Grand Big Mac? What the hell is that thing?
The Grand Big Mac.
You want the Grand?
I don't think that's actually the name of it. It's just like the Big Mac. Oh, man. I think the Fry Guys are going to become my official mascot.
Do you prefer the California Raisins standing the McDonald's crew?
No, the California Raisins suck compared to the McDonald's crew.
There you have it.
Absolutely. I'm glad we're getting to the hard questions. These
Yeah,
are questions
these
you
are
can't
important.
you can't get these questions on any other stream. People will look at you
Exactly.
like, "What are you talking about?" But here,
Not
we
everyone,
give it to you.
Not everyone has the courage to talk about how much the California Raisins suck.
most people are scared to talk about that. But we are men of strong opinions here on this
Yeah.
stream.
Baby Beluga wants to know how the clan system works. We have a.
We can
again-
show that.
Yeah.
We can show that right after this. After we help Jaska with her or his yokai problem.
BioGamer Girls wants to know: can you eat a Big Mac while you play and make it look sexy like one of those commercials?
You know I can. I don't have one on hand, or I'd show you how to do it right now.
Wade can fix that, right? We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, there's post-production on
Yeah.
the live stream.
The archive.
Post production on live stream.
The archive will have an exclusive scene of
The Wade
Dan
Classic.
Tack.
Oh, this level's not even cool. I don't even think we're gonna fight a boss here. You didn't need to call help for this level, Jaska. Or did you? We'll find out.
S. Zaid ZH wants to know. Here's a tough question: how do you eat those insanely big burgers without unhinging the jaw?
No, that's the trick. You do have to unhinge your jaw.
Okay. That's not the answer. I was expecting.
Alternatively, regular humans can, like, take a knife and cut the burger in half. But I recommend the jaw unhinging.
Anthony the Machine wants to know: who would you back in a fight between the Burger King and Ronald McDonald?
I got Ronald's back, man.
Okay.
I got Ronald's back. Burger King, I like him. I actually like the Burger King more than Ronald, but Ronald has the rest of his crew is way cooler. Do you even know who the rest of the Burger King crew is? I don't.
You are right. I do not know anyone.
Like the
else.
King versus Ronald contest, King wins.
Don't you play as the rest of that crew in the game Sneak King?
Yeah, I think you do. But have you played Sneak King? Because
No.
I sure.
We did a replay, but I wasn't there for that one.
Right. Like Grimace wins McDonald's. All right. Period. That guy is stone. He's a stone cold
Okay.
killer. All right.
That guy does not care.
No, he knows. I'm here. I'm gonna take care of business.
Andy Gonzalez wants to know: Dan, what is the best way to ensure Reiner okays the Nioh Chronicles run? Can we bribe him with McDonald's, or does that only work to motivate?
Tweet at him.
Okay.
That's the way to make it happen.
There you go. Social media it up. Jordan the intern wants to know: thoughts on people who eat burgers with knives and forks?
Well, what do you mean? It's okay. It's acceptable to cut them and then eat them.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable to eat them cutting it with a knife and fork and forking the bits into your mouth. That's not acceptable.
What about pizza?
That's also not acceptable.
What about with a Chicago style pizza?
Still not acceptable.
Do you consider Chicago style pizza pizza?
Well, it's in the name.
I think for me, the one exception is if the crust can't support the structural integrity of the slice. You have to use a fork to help it,
Oh man,
help it into your mouth.
I don't know if you guys have ever had a really good cut of pizza.
I've had New York and Chicago pizza.
No, okay.
I think I
so.
prefer New York style
No,
to
but like
Yeah,
if you
everyone
get,
does.
If you get like Italian style like punch pizza, the wood fired, sometimes the crust is too thin to.
Yeah,
It'll flop around if you try and pick up a slice.
you're not lying. You're not lying.
But it's good pizza.
I don't know. I don't know if I can trust your opinion on pizza, Wade.
I do. Well, what's your favorite pizza?
In town, Black Sheep. Otherwise, I go for someplace in New York.
Yeah. No, I agree. New York is my favorite as well.
Tack, what's your favorite movie of 2016?
Of 2016. I'm trying to play. What are some of the movies of 2016?
Civil War.
No, it wasn't that. It was good. I liked that, but it wasn't my.
I
movie
think
choice.
my favorite is probably Arrival.
Oh no! See, I'm on the other camp with Arrival. I thought Arrival was
Really?
quite trite.
I liked it a lot.
You've got
Without spoilers, I think Arrival plays upon one of the worst sci-fi themes that you could ever do, the ultimate cop-out theme. And I don't want to go. I don't want to go any more into detail because
Right.
I don't want to ruin that movie. So
What about the Harry Potter film that came out?
there
Was
was
it Harry
I
Potter?
didn't see it. I wanted to.
There was Rogue One.
I liked Rogue One, but would I call it movie of the year? Probably not. We're gonna go to what that person asked for and check out the clans. To prevent spoilers, we will not be looking at any of the transformations
Right.
or trade values here, but we will look at the clan battles since that's not spoilerish.
Right. Someone wants to astronaut. That's a good name. Dan, where's the Nioh rank in the Souls type games? Being Nioh, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Lords of the Fallen, etc.
Certainly above Lords of the Fallen, but below
Yes.
all the Souls games.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And again, I can't consider it a Souls game though, because it does so much different. So I hate comparing these things,
Right.
although I know that people are going to ask me to do it for the end of time. So there it is.
Right.
Here are some of the clans options that you can get.
Did you see La La Land? In terms
I
of
did
the
not.
movies? No. I didn't either.
Where is? Here we go. All right. Let me give an example of how these clans things work. So each of these have passive bonuses here. So like if you go with the Oda clan, you get 10% damage nullified while you're in living weapon form, enemy confusion extended by 18%. Pretty good, huh?
Right.
These guys are the ones I'm in. Prevents death as long as you are not in a critical condition, 30%.
That's pretty good.
And possibly even better, elixir boost critical, 25%. So if you're in a critical state, you get 25% boost to your elixir, which is your healing potion.
How would that work in terms of denying death if you fall off the edge?
You're dead.
Okay.
There's no coming back from that. This
Okay.
one's great. Look at this. Is a good farming one. We got a lot of people in this one.
Amrita
Gives you money in Amrita. I mean, that's a good,
That's pretty good,
pretty
yeah.
solid, man.
BioGamer Girls wants to know: did you think the Nashville pizza was the best ever had?
No, I thought that was one of the worst pizzas I have ever had.
All right. Suicide Squad, or people are saying Suicide Squad. I did not see Suicide Squad.
I saw Suicide Squad. Is certainly not anywhere close to
Good
movie of the year, but it was better than Batman.
Better than Batman.
Yeah, Batman v Superman. It was better than that.
Shin Godzilla also came out. I did not see that.
So
Dan, what do you think of
lots
the?
Of stuff, lots of crazy stuff here.
What do you
man.
think of the DC cinematic universe so far?
Very disappointing in
Yeah, it's
comparison
not
to the
great
Marvel
so far,
universe.
right? I don't think.
I know you'd have trouble getting a lot of people to say that. You'd be like, "Oh, they're just getting started," and hem and haw. But no, I'm just gonna say it sucks. And we'll leave it at that. And they could be doing such a better, but they have excellent properties to work with, amazing IPs.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how they're screwing it up. Like, it's boggling to me. But we're playing Nioh here. Any other requests? We got 40 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
This game looks history heavy. Is there any good stuff to read in the game?
It is twisted history, which is a cool conceit. I don't know if it was handled super well, but it's cool. I'm gonna see if the Twilight missions go to New Game Plus now here.
I think what he means is is there any?
Oh, they do.
Do you find books or any lore stuff like that?
Not in the way that you think. No.
Okay.
This is cool. So these are super hard Twilight missions, level 200. You want to just try one of these and get destroyed?
Sure.
I mean, that's one thing we could get.
I mean, that's the only thing we haven't done, right? So we can do that and then.
Yeah, just have to
maybe-
make sure this isn't a late mission. Red Sky.
Jim Dog wants to know: fish and chips, cut up fish or use fingers?
Fish and chips, use your fingers, man. Get in there. Enjoy it. So this is that level under... I don't know. All right, let's give it a whirl. Let's do it. Let's go crazy. This is... I'm not going to beat this, just so you know. This is a Twilight mission version of a New Game Plus mission. So this is like...
So this is hard on hard.
This is the hardest possible thing you could possibly be doing in this game.
Yeah.
I will not survive. But we'll do this until somebody comes up with something better for us to do.
Baby Beluga R wants to know, are divine fragments for crafting top-tier items?
You got it. Very astute. Very astute
All right.
observation.
Jordan the Intern wants to know, best place for chicken wings in Minneapolis.
Now, the plebs around here will tell you it's Runyon's, but Runyon's is a simple buffalo wing and doesn't have a whole lot of merit to it. It's great. If you just want buffalo wings, that's the place to go. But there are all kinds of other places around here that have excellent wings.
So then what's your...
Ray J's American Grill is the best
Ray
place
J's American
here.
Grill.
You bet. You didn't think I had an answer ready for that one?
He was ready for that. He's been practicing that one in the mirror. BioGamer Girls, do you think if you had a Big Mac that you could beat it?
This level.
This level?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how Big Macs power me up. I mean, this is crazy. Like level 200. And it's a Twilight mission level 200, so it's already harder. These are like sort of the daily challenge missions. What is the Destiny equivalent? I forget the name.
The Daily Heroic. There's the
other one. Is this what this is? The
Strike.
no,
Strike?
they had like the Nightmare Strikes or whatever.
Oh,
I don't
the
know.
Nightfall.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Those are weekly.
Right. Sort of the equivalent.
Parker Stewart, we've already answered that Tack has not played Resident Evil quite yet.
I have not. You know why? Because I had to play this game.
Yeah. I played about an hour of Resident Evil, and then I spent like another hour tweaking video settings. Because that's always fun.
Man, this Oni is thick, man. These guys
Thick?
are powerful. Thick. You know what
Like
I'm saying? He's just...
THIC.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
thick? Okay.
That's right. Picking up what I'm putting down.
JT Fields is ordering Black Sheep, and he's trusting us with its quality.
All right. You know what? Let me. You know what? It's the best pizza. It's the best pizza in the Twin Cities. Do you know which pizza to get? This is very important.
He doesn't say. He said he is ordering. He does not know what.
You want the number 3, buddy? Get the number 3.
Get the number 3.
Get number 3 and never look back. You're gonna be amazed. You're gonna like the way you eat. I guarantee it.
It's Pish Posh. Wants to know Popeyes, KFC, or Churches.
Oh. Okay, Churches is right out. Let's just take that out of running. Churches is freaking disgusting. Those chicken rings from that place, ooh. I think they actually have like taken years off my life just trying to consume that greasy, disgusting chicken form. So are the other 2, KFC and Popeyes?
Yeah.
Popeyes. Popeyes all the way.
I think KFC does some things better than others, and I think I actually like.
I'm not against KFC.
Popeyes' chicken better. I tend to think that KFC's chicken is way too greasy, but I think their potato wedges and their biscuits are better at KFC.
KFC has some really good stuff, but they don't have the spice that I want, man. They don't make the hot chicken. I mean,
I-
they have the Nashville hot chicken now, but I haven't tried it.
Yes, I would agree that Popeyes is better chicken, and I think KFC has better sides.
There you have the verdict. We can figure anything out here when we come together.
Yeah. Yeah, KFC is oily as hell. Yeah, I definitely agree. That is kind of that is my problem with KFC chicken. Parker Stewart says GI needs a food podcast, and I don't disagree.
You know what? I think we do too. I would be so down
Food
for that.
Informer, there we go.
Food Informer and Offshoot of Game Informer.
I think we're pretty much locked in to have a Dantac cooking segment on this year's Extra Life
There you
live
go.
stream.
Yeah, if I'm here.
But it's going to be a slow roast, so he's going to be making it throughout the entire stream.
You know, we'll just be like, what we're doing now? We're adding a little bit of...
Brian.
That's right.
Yeah, Dan, if you're not here for it, we'll film it in advance and then air like a portion of it every hour.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. We did. I mean, hey, that worked out really well this year.
Yeah.
So, or last
So
year.
we'll come back and be like, checking in with Dan Tack. He's like, oh, our roast looks like it's done, and take it out of the oven.
That'll be fun.
That'll be the donation incentive. If you want to learn how to make a slow roast pork, you're gonna have to
I
learn
think that's a
from the man
great
himself.
segment. I think that's an excellent idea.
Game and Fooder, I think, is an A-OK name. Zero X53 wants to know, are we excited for Zelda? Yes, it's probably my most
Everyone's excited for
game
Zelda.
of the
Even
year.
I'm excited for Zelda.
Are you just going to borrow a Switch from the office then
Yeah.
if you can't?
Yeah.
No.
I'm not getting a Switch. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. Oh.
You were doing pretty well for.
I know, I was doing okay. Oh, man. Now I'm just going to have to run back to my corpse, though, man. Oof. I hate those fire wheels. All right, where's my summoner's candle? All right. At least this is like really good souls because this is the hardest content that I have unlocked.
SH wants to know, how are the iframes in the game?
They're not really noticeable in comparison to Dark Souls.
Yeah, not a lot of events.
You actually have to be out of range. You can't really, game it by rolling through an attack.
Right, you can't roll forward as much.
Not as much. Not as much.
What would be our first topic of the food podcast?
Pizza. Start with the pizza episode,
Yeah.
man. We'll cook right here. Use all natural, fresh ingredients.
Right.
That'll be great.
So the other suggestion I would have is like every episode is just themed after a particular kind of food, and then we would just compare different options for that kind of food around Minneapolis and compare them.
Yeah, but what's that going to do for people who aren't in Minneapolis?
Well, I mean, it would. You could also use fast food options, I guess. Like if we want to try chicken, we would try Popeyes.
We're just going to
KFC.
eat fast food? Is that a show?
Well,
hey, it is 2017. We can do whatever we want.
That's true. That's the new rule of 2017 is you can do whatever you want.
It is. Oh God, that was not good. That was not good. All right. Ooh, that's spicy.
Deaf Person wants to know: are all items dropped upon death?
No, only your souls are. So you keep everything else.
Okay.
So again, in a way, this game, even though it's tough, you're always progressing because you're getting loot that can't be taken from you.
Right. It's Special wants to know: what are your thoughts on the soundtrack?
I thought it was, as I've already answered this once on the stream, but I thought it's pretty solid, but it is repetitive.
Right.
And noticeably so.
Jordan Nation wants to know: what are your thoughts on artisanal pizza and sandwiches?
What do you mean? What are my thoughts?
That's
on
kind
it?
of a vague topic. Now that I think about it.
That's not a real question.
What do you think about fast food's attempts to have like artisan pizza like Domino's does? Or
Oh, that's not a real thing. Come on. That's not a real thing.
I've never had like one of those artisanal pizzas and been like, oh, this is definitely worth the extra money they make you pay for it.
Yeah, no, you can go to Domino's and for $7.99 any day of the week get a 2-topping or
Yeah.
3-topping large pizza.
And have it be as good as anything on their.
And I wouldn't do that. I would never do that when I have Black Sheep accessible. It's so good. Coal-fired pizza.
What
Number,
other-
number 3, the most delicious thing in existence.
What other local places deliver?
Everywhere. You got Bite Squad and Grubhub and Postmates and DoorDash. You got all those options.
Sure.
You can actually get delivery from anywhere in the Twin Cities. Trust me, I know.
Exit Does wants to know, what do you think of Let It Die? Tack liked it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it
I
like one of your top
adored it.
10?
It was in my top 10 last year.
I have not played enough of it.
You
to
can check out my
know.
review online. I could not wrap my head around the monetization.
Right.
I was very upset with it. You might think it's not overbearing. I think it is, and I think it's done in a way that's meant to think that people can defend it by it being not overbearing, but I believe it is.
Jim Dog wants to know, Long John Silver's or your own toenails?
Over Long John Silver's, my own toenails.
Yeah.
Long John Silver's is absolute trash. You can take that one to the bank.
There you go. We brought this up earlier, but I'm not sure if I remember your answer. What is the game you're most looking forward to this year? Oh, you said Persona 5.
Persona 5, probably.
Right? Yeah. For me, it's probably Zelda.
That's an easy one for me. Yeah,
And then
Zelda's
Red
up there. Zelda is up there.
And Red Dead, assuming it comes out this year.
Who isn't looking forward to Zelda? I mean, even if you're
Yeah.
skeptical about the success of the Switch, you still got to be looking forward to Zelda, right?
Bert's
Like, that's-
maybe? Is Bert's?
Bert says he
Dude,
wants
Bert's-
to play.
Bert's
He's
pre-ordered
getting a
the
Switch,
man,
yeah.
which
Okay.
is like insane, right? Like, we're in
Right.
crazy town.
2017, you can do whatever you want.
That's
Bert can get a Switch if he wants to.
Yeah, true.
I could try to pull all these monsters and die if I want to. Which
Yes,
is,
exactly.
Which is literally what's happening.
Gotta want it, though.
I got stuck behind something there, but we're making it happen. Oh boy, that's a big damage number.
Yeah. You haven't gotten your souls back, have you? Like this one.
I turned them in already.
Okay.
Oh, we're good.
Alright.
We're good. So we're just doing some super hard content here. This is a Twilight
Right.
mission on New Game Plus. Mission level 200. Pretty dirty.
Parker Tour, yeah, we've talked about the story in Nioh. It's kind of A, we don't really want to spoil anything, and B, it's not great from what Tack said.
Honestly, the story isn't even worth talking about.
Right.
There's a couple of cool moments at the end. Outside of that, it's not good.
JT feels we also talked about the art style and environments. We did not think they held up to the Soul series.
The environments, yeah, they do. They certainly don't capture the. I don't want to compare it to the Soul series. I'll just say that they're repetitive and drab.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like we can only make so many comparisons to Souls, and I'm okay with that a little bit, but. Oh god, just kill him before the Oni gets here. There we go. We're gonna need a couple of those stun frames. There you go. How about 3,000 for me? Oh my god, he's still alive.
Oh god.
We've done over 10,000 damage to that guy easy, and he's still kicking.
Is the Nintendo Switch coming to Taiwan? I actually don't know. That's a good question.
We need some of our Nintendo crew down here to answer these questions.
Calvin Reed's right now.
There's a secret door here.
Yeah, how often do you use lock on?
In this game, always. In Dark Souls, never. So it's a definite switch. There's a couple bosses in this that I don't use it for because they're very annoying to hit if you lock on. But for the most part, I use it always in this game. I don't think you can play this game without lock on, to be honest.
Yeah. SAZ says, Wade, you said there would be a Rocket League tournament last year. Is there any hope to see it this year?
Wade lies.
He's not answering.
Wade's a liar.
Yes, Derek. The Switch is region locked, so if you're looking to get it in Taiwan, you probably could just import it. Not that it would be cheap, but
2 fire wheels? Are you serious?
they are just locking you in here.
Well, I want to use the shrine, but I can't because I'm in combat.
Right.
And you oh, these things are so deadly. Like if they spin on you, you're just gone.
No problem.
I'd say that was a little bit of a problem, but
you got through it. No problem.
I'm extremely concerned about the boss of this place. There's not a chance of beating this on Twilight level 200.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Exit this wants to know, wait, monsters won't stop following you if you go far beyond their spawning location. Do they have that?
That's absolutely true. They will not. They will leash.
They will leash?
They will absolutely leash, yes.
I'm very much looking forward to playing this game.
Yeah, me too. I'm being serious, man. I can't wait to play more.
Yeah.
Again, it's a different experience than Dark Souls with the Dark Souls ethos.
Yeah.
Oh my god, unbelievable. Fire wheels, man. Fire wheels.
What do you think is more annoying, those wheels or the skeletons on wheels in Souls games?
Maybe that's the skeletons on wheels are really annoying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Skeletons on wheels.
I think
Skeletons on wheels are really
the
bad.
issue with skeletons on wheels is that they're almost always part of a mob, and they're just like they're like the straw that breaks the camel's back when they're in there. It's just like you're trying to fight a bunch of other skeletons, and suddenly this one skeleton on wheel, in a wheel.
Oh, I just got. Oh,
Ooh.
dear God.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Fine.
Yeah, I know I'm fine, but
Put a little spin on that throw.
you put a little mustard on it. Wow, that was one punch.
Environment variety is pretty low. Sets a H.
Yeah, definitely not winning any points for environment variety.
Yeah, I think most of the best parts seem to be revolving around combat and just how it feels.
And I'm out of elixirs. That's not good.
Dan, do you ever think about making a Franken game, like where it's like, oh, if they had the combat from this game and the structure of this game,
All the time.
what game is?
It's called Pokemon, the MMORPG. All I'd
I
take,
remember now.
I'd take the concepts of an MMO and apply them to Pokemon.
So would there be would there be something like
It's called radical thought.
dailies?
Yeah, of course. Dailies are a certain concept.
What would those
now.
dailies be like in in this
I don't know.
Pokemon?
Win a
content?
battle against another player.
Against
We
another
social
player?
foster community.
Right.
You know.
Would there be like a raid? What would be the
Of course.
What would be the Pokemon equivalent of a raid?
I would combine Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and turn them into the best franchise ever created.
Okay. Well, what does that mean when you say
I don't-
combine those two?
I mean, like, let's get the deal on the table first,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about that.
I'm just saying, like Pokemon, like that. What you're selling me
That's it.
on
We're-
is like the
it's-
Pokemon.
Okay, you know, like Freddy
CCG.
versus Jason. We're doing Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh.
Pokemon versus Yugi.
Yes.
So would that be like a card game, or
no,
would that be?
no. We don't want to do that.
So Yugi's summoning monsters to fight Bulbasaur.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, man.
Dark Magician
We're talking
versus
about Dark
Charizard.
Magician versus Pikachu. It's gonna get so real.
That's
you
lit.
have no idea. Yeah, like it doesn't get more lit than that, right? Like
Yeah,
that is as
it's-
lit as possible.
I'll write that fan fiction.
I mean, this is the thing that's happening. This is no fan fiction, man.
Right.
This is reality. All right.
2017, you can do whatever you want.
That's right.
Father Randall wants to know: Are you finding better gear regularly or rarely changing your equipment at this point?
Well, I just changed some equipment. I mean,
Really?
you will constantly find stuff, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to upgrade your old stuff, put on new stuff. What's an upgrade? What's a side grade? What skills you want to keep going? It's a lot of decision making, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Like we're looking through the batch of the stuff we've got from our last couple
Yeah.
missions.
So yellow's not good, right? It's
No, yellow's fine. As soon as
Yellow's
you look at the quick look here is we're looking at the defense multiplier number and then
Oh,
seeing
okay.
if it puts my weight over. That's the quick at a glance sort of stat you want to look for.
right.
Wow, that's nice. That's real nice. And gives us the God of War looks down set, which can't wait to get more of. Probably doesn't have as much damage reduction as my other piece, but you know what?
Yeah.
We're cutting weight out. We're losing some
Right.
weight here. Oh, look at this. I wish I was a ninja build or a mage build. You know, you always find the stuff for builds.
For these other builds,
That's just how it goes.
would you be willing to respec on stream?
No.
Okay.
No, because it's going to take it just takes you forever to get used to like the new stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have that much time.
Ferguson wants to say, I just want to say I love GI and that you guys are great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
We try.
That is
we,
really appreciated.
We make the content good for you guys on purpose.
We try to talk about McDonald's as much as possible.
That's right.
And we're not afraid to say that Long John Silver's is terrible.
But
This is the only place that we could say these bold
These
things.
are the 2017 hot takes. Long John Silver's not good.
Yep. It's like eating plastic, all right? You don't want to touch that. We're just selling a ton of stuff here to get some elixirs. Because we have a boss coming up that I'm not going to beat at all. Because it's like 80 levels higher than me.
Well,
and
not with
my,
that attitude.
My gear is not high enough. Hey, I'm just making excuses for when I die. That's all I'm doing.
Trying to make it so
We're
that
tempering
make it a
the
win-win.
incoming death, yeah.
Mr. Predator 77. Purple is not the best quality. It's actually green
Correct.
in this game.
It's called Divine, and I think it only unlocks after you complete the game. But I'm not 100% certain on that. It might be level-based, but I know that I didn't find any
Right.
items until that point.
What's below that?
Below what? Below
Green.
Green is purple.
Purple.
And then below that is yellow, and below that is blue, and below that is white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to go by you, dude. Oh, there's a cat. Oh, wait a minute.
And then Machine says he
Crap.
wants Long John Silver's. That is a mistake. You don't actually want that.
This is a cap on a Twilight Dungeon. The loot this thing drops must be nuts. But now I got that other guy in my bag.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get me to jump into the boss room. He did jump into the boss room. That's cheating. You can't do that. What the?
What a
There's no way to
scut
get him.
Wow. Question from a lazy person. What is the easiest and tastiest food recipe?
Oh, mac and cheese?
I mean, does cereal count?
No, that's not a recipe.
I mean, it's two components you put together. Do you have to cook it?
I mean,
For it to
that's
be
not
a
really
recipe.
making a meal. What do you
I mean,
Throwing
cereal's a meal.
some-
I've had cereal as a meal.
throwing some crap in a bowl? That's not a meal.
I don't know. Salads are a meal. That's throwing crap in a bowl.
Nope. Salads are not a meal.
Okay.
So we're past that.
All right. Yeah, then I guess yeah. I mean, is a hot dog a recipe? 'Cause a
Oh,
sandwich
dear
is a
God.
recipe. Is
What?
a sandwich a recipe?
Tack, I will make the argument that
Yeah. Oh boy.
a sandwich and a salad are the same fundamental ingredients, just in different proportions.
Oh, the cop is okay. All right, I guess. Okay, we're gonna.
But are they recipes? Is what I'm saying.
Are they recipe? Is a recipe?
Can you?
I guess technically everything's a recipe, right? Like, so
It-
yes.
If I saw you eating a delicious sandwich and I said, "Hey, Tack, what's in that sandwich?" Like, you would give me a list of ingredients and how to assume how to prepare them. That's
For
a
one,
recipe.
you're assuming I would tell you what's in the sandwich.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
we're making some big
Let's say
assumptions
in
here.
general, people talking to other people. Let's say.
Okay. All right. So that's very different than what was originally stated. Yeah. Okay. They're all recipes. So I guess cereal's a recipe,
Cereal would be the simplest thing because you don't even have to cook anything.
but someone had to. So do you have to talk about all the ingredients that went into creating that cereal?
True. I mean, I guess if people would see like, oh, you're eating Lucky Charms, so like, you know how to make that. It's not rocket science how to put those things together.
Those freaking Lucky Charms.
What about chocolate milk? Is that a recipe?
No.
I haven't had chocolate
I mean,
milk in so long.
but this line of discussion, yeah, everything's a recipe, right? That's the new world. Oh, this was the thing that screwed me up last time, right?
I mean, unless you want to add the restriction that you have to cook something in order for it to be a recipe, then
Yeah.
I'm willing to go with that.
There's another philosophical conundrum that was made aware of recently. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, not this
no,
one.
it's not. It's
not this one again.
Honestly, I think a hot dog is closer to a taco than a sandwich.
Wait, we're never bringing that one up again.
Why?
It's so horrible. It's like the worst discussion ever.
I mean, is a hamburger a sandwich?
And for the answer, no, it is not.
A hamburger is?
No, a hamburger is,
Okay. Hamburger is a sandwich.
but a hot dog
But
is
I
not.
want-
I would agree with you.
But I want to know what your reasoning is.
My reasoning is because it's stupid. How's that?
That'll work. That tracks.
man.
I think it's
bullets.
because of the shape. I think the form, it is just it just simply on the basis of it being sideways. It is not bun, food bun. It is positioned in such a way that is way too different from sandwiches.
What if you just like take a meatball sub and turn it
No.
sideways?
The fire thing came in. Oh, this is.
I don't know. Yeah.
I really want to get that Kappa on Twilight on Nightmare. That's got to be the best gear in the game.
Yeah.
Essentially.
You're almost dead.
No kidding. No, it's too many yokai. This is like yokai watch, and the Kappa's running away. Great. He's probably gonna enter the other goblin dimension. Yeah, he did. Okay, he's gone. Now, if I die, will he respawn? I don't know.
Andy Gonzalez wants to know, what are the recipes needed to make Dantac?
Oh, you need a lot of really cool stuff, and I certainly don't give that recipe away because there can only be one.
You need a lot of divine ingredients for that one.
You do. Oh, and they just walk away. Sure. Now you walk away. That's so much crap.
How long do you think it will take to get used to the controls of Nioh if you have already played a Souls game?
5 to 10 hours to get really really comfortable with them. Oh my god.
SAZ says, the definition of a sandwich is an item of food consisting of two pieces of bread with a filling between them, eaten as a light meal. Here's the thing, though. Hot
Well,
dog bun
we're
is
breaking all
one
the
piece
rules.
of bread.
We're breaking all the rules here.
Unless you split it, in which case you messed up. You messed up that hot dog.
Here at Food Informer, we break these rules.
That's right.
All right, you big. There we
Always
go.
making a lot of Dan-based puns here. Latest one being, if you hang enough coats on him, he becomes Dan Rack.
That's good. That's good. I like that one. That guy gets a prize.
If you see him wearing a Brett Hawaiian shirt, he has become Dan Tacky, Mighty Hero.
Don't like that one. That one's not so great.
Have you ever worn a Hawaiian shirt?
I don't think I ever have.
Good. I don't think I have either. What about those silk shirts with like the samurai on them or whatever that people used to wear at school?
The silk shirts with the samurai on them.
Yeah, like they would have like sort of anime looking like symbols on them. That might have been past your time.
You remember, I'm a little bit.
A little bit older.
I grew up in the '60s, so.
Fair enough.
All right. We'll give this boss a couple attempts and then we're gonna bail because it's just like this is super hard.
Yeah. Jordan the intern says, thoughts on combined foods: fried chicken, taco shells, donut burger buns.
I had the fried chicken choco shell. It was all right. I wouldn't get it again. It was merely okay.
Yeah, most of that weird combo food stuff is not.
I mean, I get that fast food has to like innovate to survive.
That's
you know,
what they
get-
got to do, right?
Get some
Otherwise
crazy
they're
stuff
gonna-
out there to get you in the
Right.
door. 'Cause you can get a burger anywhere, right?
I almost had to double down and then thought against it. And I
now
don't
you
think
go
I've
to get
looked back
fast
since.
food and it's going to cost you like $12. It's
Yeah.
like, what is this, right? I can go to a sit-down place. I can
Yeah.
get myself a black sheep pizza.
Anthony, the machine says, "Do you like using a slice of bread for a hot dog bun when you're out of hot dog buns?" I have done that before. I don't like it.
It's the worst thing ever, and you should never do it. It's awful.
It's like in an emergency, it would be a very heavy decision between just going to the store and getting buns or having to do it. Depends on how
you know, we
I'm
talk
feeling.
about it. If it's sometimes okay, you know, never okay. That is never okay. Wow, she did all that damage through my spirit.
Yeah.
I mean,
boss
this is
seems, like,
supposed to be one of the. This is
particularly-
literally the hardest mission in the game. So
Uh,
the boss isn't that bad on normal.
Yeah. Wolf is sleeping, man.
He's taking a nap.
He's sleepy from all this food talk without having eaten.
Me too.
Dantak, what is your favorite Asian food?
What's my favorite? What?
Asian food.
First, I was like, wait a minute. That's a good question.
That includes a lot of food.
I know. That's
it
like-
technically includes
like literally
Indian,
the entire
Chinese,
world, right? Yeah.
Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, half of the world, basically.
That's a very, very difficult question.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I know, because it's too much, right? It's like,
Because there's also like, I mean, kung pao chicken technically counts, but it's also.
but that's
chicken,
not
which
really
is just-
real,
yeah,
right?
that's what
Like,
I'm saying.
that's not a real.
That's. I think the Asian food I've had most is probably noodles, but like again,
Sure, I
really
love
vague.
ramen, but that's not. Man, this is a trite answer. You gotta love this boss fight. It's way easier on normal, guys. Not Twilight New Game Plus.
SAZ says, "Have you guys eaten pizza cake?
Pizza cake?
It's delicious as hell."
That's not a real thing.
I don't. Yeah, I don't believe you. Is lasagna just a noodle cake?
Pizza cake, guys. We're in a new generation. It's 2017. You can truly do anything you want.
Exactly. Is lasagna just noodle cake?
If you get paralyzed in this battle against her on this difficulty, you're just
Yeah.
dead. Okay, pizza cake is not a real thing.
All right, I'm googling pizza cake.
Just because you can Google it doesn't mean it's real. This guy every time. Every time. So I just don't have it in me to beat this boss today. Just not feeling it. Oh, that was just lovely. That was great right there.
Not off to a good start.
What? Oh, just a fire girl randomly almost killed me.
Pepperoni pizza cake.
All right, pepperoni pizza cake.
It
It's a thing.
is more pizza than.
Oh, that looks delicious. It looks wrong, but it looks delicious. I think I'm just hungry.
Yeah. If
All this demon slaying has got me hungry.
you're looking to mess up your night, then yeah, sure, pizza cake. Could a hot dog be considered a type of sub? I would be more willing to
Oh my
consider
God,
a
really?
hot dog a sub than I would a sandwich, but I don't know.
No, a hot dog is none of these things.
Is a sub a sandwich?
Yeah,
So
a sub is a sandwich. A submarine sandwich.
what is the difference between a sub and a sandwich?
You know what? I don't know.
We're going deep on this.
I don't know,
live
and
stream.
honestly, at this point, I don't care. Really, like, you're aiming for the bleachers with that one.
Hey, this is what the people want to talk about.
I know. Hey, we want to give them what they want. That's what we do here at GI. Like, share, and subscribe. We talk about McDonald's.
We've got the hashtag content.
We
for
argue
you
about
guys.
the old hot dog sandwich dilemma.
All I know is I want a hot dog.
No,
Think
no
about
hot
that.
dogs. Hot dogs. Oh, no.
I
no.
love hot dogs.
No,
Remember
bad.
those old commercials, the ballpark Franks with Michael Jordan?
I don't,
Mm.
unfortunately.
Wade remembers.
Remember?
Jeez, you didn't even paralyze you. That's
Remember? Remember? You guys remember Chewbacca?
Pizza waffles. People are just like putting two words together and then
Yeah, but
making
it's
it
2017, man. You can do
Yeah.
anything. These things all exist.
Noodle pastrami.
If you can imagine it, somebody has made it. Somebody has tried it.
Yeah. Meatball margarita. Just put two
That
words
sounds so
together.
gross. Wow, that's definitely like you know I can see a pizza cake, but a meatball margarita. No, that's just.
I'm just saying.
gross.
I'm just saying. This is the line of thinking people have is like this food item, put them together, whether or not it works.
That's right.
Macaroni chicken nuggets. People have done that.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Pizza taco. Exactly.
What the heck was that? Oh. All right, I think the Twilight New Game Plus mission is breaking me here, at least in public. Probably go out and beat this
All right.
later.
Do you want to do something else, or do you?
Yeah,
want
what are we doing on time? We're not calling
We
it.
got about 10
we got
minutes.
10 minutes.
left.
All right,
10
all right,
minutes.
people. What do you want to do?
Spaghetti ice cream. I'm sure someone's made that.
These are really gross things.
I'm
These are
sure
really
it's
gross
like, I'm
things
sure
that
it's like
should
very
never be
thick ice
exist.
creams in strings or something.
These are very gross things that should be outlawed. If they're not already.
Gator turkey. I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna get myself a pizza cake. And you know,
Pizza
here's
cake
the optimal weekend that you can do: pizza cake and Nioh. All right,
There you go.
just get yourself those two things, and
Just
the
never
rest of
leave
your
the
life will
house.
figure yourself out. All right, that's how it works. I don't think we have time for a main mission. We might not even have time for a submission. Way of the Strong.
They want us to quit Nioh and talk food for the last 10 minutes.
We're already talking.
Yeah, we're already talking
not
about
stu-
food. Like the Neoh's just a bonus. At
We're,
this
we're
point.
not stopping food conversation. It's not going.
Ice cream
anywhere.
sandwich. I mean, that's a thing. That's been the thing for a while.
It's not going anywhere.
That's more ice cream than sandwich, though.
The Red Oni of the League. Why is it always spears? Where's my axe? Where's my divine axe mission? That gives a lot of good stuff.
So is that everything that you're gonna get, or is that this is what has a chance?
Yeah, that's
to
everything
drop?
that you're gonna get.
Okay.
There we go. And a diviner below axe. Greater demon hunting. This one's probably really hard. Let's give it a whirl.
No time for a submission, but maybe a sandwich mission.
Oh, you know what we should
Good
just do that.
stuff.
We could do that. We could stream. We could have one guy play, one guy cooks.
Yeah.
It'd be the only game in town. Nobody's got that kind of quality stuff.
We gotta get a kitchen down here though in the studio.
We gotta get like 4-hour games.
Oh,
and,
it's
and
just
see
about
what
with
we
this
can
guy.
make, how much
Okay.
food we can make.
I see how this is.
Is Nioh comparable to The Witcher 3?
No,
Good
not
question.
even
Not
close.
yeah, not really.
Don't even.
Just from what I've seen. I don't. The only way you can compare them is that the protagonists look the same.
Yeah, the guy does look like Geralt a lot.
You seem to be having trouble, but worry not. I, Kentucky, shall come to your aid. Kentucky's here. He's got us.
He doesn't do anything.
He's useless.
Yeah, I mean, he's a useful distraction. Against the Raging Beast. I mean, we already beat this guy without help earlier. So.
Yeah, should have no trouble.
Oh,
Oh,
this guy's. They reuse this guy a lot because they love the fact that he's just like the ultimate one-hit kill brute Oni.
yeah.
That is what he
doesn't
is.
have cannonballs this time though.
No. No, right.
Or is that a
He's
different one?
unchained. No, it's
Yeah.
the same one.
Oh, jeez.
I was just wondering where my guy was. Did he die?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was trying to find him. This game is nothing like Witcher 3 to answer that question.
Yeah.
Like, just they're not even.
Nope.
All right, don't die this time, man. He just walked in and got owned. Yeah, that's man. He's thick. The yokai realm gives
At
me.
least he
that
cut off his horns.
I think they start like that, I think.
Oh,
I believe they do. I'm not 100% sure. I never pay much attention, you know? I'm like looking at where I'm at instead of where he is, really. I got stuck on that rock. Not a great place to be.
are the NPC helpers immortal when you get them?
No, they
No.
they can die, but you can pick them back up. So you can go over
Yeah.
to them and click on them in a system when they do go down. But they can go down, but you can bring them back. Like, oh, let's do this before we do anything. You've got green gear. You got dropped a divine item. That's nice, right? Take that to the bank. I should have bought ammunition and stuff before I came here. You can always replenish that at the shop, so you should. It's really useful. It's
So he
important
does
to
have
get
his horns.
Yeah, you're right. I did knock him out. I'll make sure we do that this time too.
Do any of the bosses have special conditions like that? You can cut off their
Yeah,
tail? Or
yeah, they've got
things
like weird.
that?
It's like I don't know. It's not as noticeable. One of my favorite bosses in this game is actually Frog.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say any more than that, but
Right.
yeah, he was a surprise.
There goes Kentucky.
He's cool.
At it again.
He's just out of reach. He's really pounding on that guy. He brought him down. I gotta res him, but I gotta get this guy away from him first.
How do you just have to run
Yeah,
over there?
You have to run over there and like you have to time the system. Obviously, the goal is to not get killed yourself while you're doing it.
Right.
Wish I had some bullets for this.
Yeah. It seems like you're barely chipping away at him.
He's big, man.
Resilient. Yeah.
I mean, he's the whole level. Like this level is just him. And people that have died to him, so that's an important thing to note.
Yeah.
It's a good place to farm revenants, I guess. Because you know a lot of people die here. It doesn't take much.
Right.
He's not even that hard, but just the fact that one wrong move can take you down.
Do you think you could play the whole game by summoning people to help you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can't summon in this one because
Right.
there's no shrine.
Wouldn't be able to do like co-op from beginning to end though.
Theoretically, I mean, for the story missions, yes, there's
Yeah.
always shrines there.
All right, JT Fields is leaving to pick up Black Sheep, so we made a difference in someone's day.
I really hope he got the right thing.
The number 3.
Yeah,
What is the number 3?
that is the spicy salami. You kill him again?
That guy's just not having a good
Yeah,
day.
he just keeps going down.
You do seem a lot more like everything seems to flow a little bit faster than it does in Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's certainly. Did he die again? Wow, I just rezzed him.
Do you think they have less health when you revive them?
I don't know. I've never really had this problem before. I've never done this mission on New Game Plus, so.
You've almost got him.
Almost.
Got to watch out for his little.
But you know, it can
Jump
change
kick.
in a second.
Yeah, that thing one-shotted you.
Even the backhand
Jeez.
takes me down to almost nothing.
He didn't even touch you that time.
So you gotta like it when he does the big move because that leaves him open. There it is.
Almost got him.
Yeah, I'll get him.
You have a gun?
No, I'm out of ammunition.
There you go. Nice job.
I just wanted the rewards, man. Gives me a divine axe, so I'm trying to find one of those. Worthy.
All right.
All right.
Go forward.
Anybody give us any questions? Or is that it?
Will you
We're
buy Nioh
closing
on the
this
first
out?
day of launch? No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Are you going to buy another copy?
No, I'm gonna keep my
you
review
can buy
copy.
me another copy.
I would buy a copy day of launch.
This game does look pretty good. I'm excited to get into it. We got about 2 minutes left.
Yep.
So,
More or less. Get your final questions in.
yeah. Anyone else have any additional questions they want to ask about
Oh, he didn't even give me an axe.
Nioh,
Some
McDonald's,
stupid katana.
weird food combinations, life in general?
You gave me a dumb katana. I didn't even get an axe. This is so much crap.
I
Ugh.
am a huge Dark Souls fan, but I am not convinced that I'll enjoy Nioh even though I have tried it. Can Dan Tack sell it to me in one sentence?
I just, if you're a Dark Souls fan and you don't like this game, it doesn't make sense to me. It uses so many of the same concepts and has so many of the same great things. I can understand not liking the other systems in play, but honestly, I think they work really well. Like if you like Souls, you're gonna like this. That's my take on it. I mean, as a huge Souls fan, admittedly.
Didymus, Nioh is in fact only PlayStation, yes. Parker Stewart wants to know best fast food chains.
What is with the fast food?
Best fast food
You know we're playing
chain.
Nioh today, right?
Well, Suriel did ask about food questions.
Yeah.
that's
All right.
I did this to myself.
The best fast food.
Yeah.
Arby's.
Arby's?
Let's do it. Or are we allowed to do higher tier fast food like In-N-Out Burger
I think that's fair.
or mid tier? Okay,
That's
yeah,
fair.
we'll go with In-N-Out Burger then.
It's either Five Guys or In-N-Out. Yeah. Those are probably my two favorites. They have
Or
Five
maybe
Guys has a really good hamburger and a really good hot dog.
Potbelly sandwiches are not to be underrated as well. I
I've
love
never had
those.
Potbelly
Oh,
sandwiches.
they are so
Did
good.
we answer this one only on PlayStation?
Yes,
Only
it
on
is only on
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Gotcha.
We can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. I wish this was
Yeah.
on PC.
All right. So I think that about does it.
All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining us for the live stream
Yeah.
today. Super glad
Thanks
you
for
all
hanging
came out, and we're going to be doing this a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the
So
coming days.
come hang out,
Make
come play
sure-
Nioh, come get fast food, come talk to Wade.
Like, share, and subscribe. No, but seriously, subscribe to our Twitch or YouTube because we're going to be streaming a lot more moving forward in 2017.
And I'm wearing a bandana next time, so check it out.
There you go. Something to look forward to. See you guys.